Yes, it is the hour. The ladies, yes.
A very good morning to you and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And happy Women's Day, South Africa. What a special day. Thank you, Ryan.
I don't even say thank you or not, but we are here to celebrate everything about a woman, creating awareness for all the, significant issues, obviously, that are going on around the country, and the fact that women still are facing so many issues today. But we're going to be celebrating their achievements on top of that, because this is a beautiful day and one where we do so and hopefully echo this right throughout to the end of the year.
Definitely. And on this day and always, let us always commemorate the women who marched to the Union buildings back in 1956 to petition against the country's past laws and continue to celebrate the contributions and the achievements of women everywhere.
I think for that we deserve a big halala indeed. And of course, that's why we're here this morning. 3 hours of absolute magic. We are here to serve you and, as you heard, celebrate all things women and keep the conversations going. And one person standing by to echo us in to do just that, the G-Man himself. You ready for it, brother?
Yes. Morning.
I am ready for it. And I know it's a bit of a loaded past when it comes to these holidays that we love to embrace because it's a day off. But when we get into the history of Women's Day, there is a dark half to this narrative. But that makes the accomplishments of the woman in 1956 that much more powerful. The gravitas. They were using the tools that they had back then. What do those tools look like now? How is the digital landscape changing the way that women can access success, how they can thrive, how they can be those matriarchs that we so desperately need you to be right now? So let us know, how do you think that technology and digital innovation that is happening at a quantum pace right now have helped to bridge the gender equality gap? How can you use the tech of today to address that imbalance? And of course, we are going to be honing in on that topic from every angle that we can this morning and celebrating South Africa's amazing women. So thank you so much. If you are a South African woman dialed in right now, we want to hear from you this morning. Let us know how you're feeling. Share messages of inspiration and let us know how tech could change the game. We have to, of course, live in the moment as well, and a lot to get through in terms of the news and sporting headlines, and we'll keep you up to date with the traffic throughout the day. Even though there isn't work, we know firm focus on our roads. So let's get into those official duties now.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, it's time for official duties right now, and starting off with national news headlines. Now, Cape Town Metro has rejected comments by the Minister of Transport, Sindisiwe Chikunga, that it had impounded taxis in terms of municipal regulations. Now, the Metro says taxis have been impounded in terms of violations of the National Land Transport Act, and Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis said all public vehicles were still subject to the National Land Transport Act. But meanwhile, Police Minister Becky Cele says at least 5 people have died in Cape Town in incidences believed to be related to the taxi strike. Now, a solution to the problem must be found as soon as possible, he said. Well, carrying on with national headlines, today's National Women's Day commemoration will be held at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. Now, initially, the commemoration was scheduled to take place in Khayelitsha, Cape Town, but the change was necessitated by the ongoing taxi strike in the mother city, as Khayelitsha had been deemed a high-security risk area. Now, the formal program will include a keynote address by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Well, from national news headlines, it's time to head over to international news. And West African leaders have scheduled a summit for tomorrow to discuss the Niger junta's rejection of an ultimatum to reinstate the ousted president. Now, this as the USHA sent a top official to Niamey to push for a return to democracy. Now, the Economic Community of West African States, otherwise known as ECOWAS, had told leaders of the July 26 coup to stand down by Sunday or face a possible military intervention. But the junta, under self-declared head of state General Abdurrahmane Tiani, closed all airspace instead and threatened to defend the country. Well, sticking to international news and moving to India, India says it's taking measures to ensure the well-being of cheetahs brought from southern Africa, as concerns rise over the deaths of the world's fastest land animal reintroduced into the country after 70 years. Now, 6 adult cheetahs of 20 imported from SA and Namibia in September last year and February this year have died since March. Now, 3 cubs have also perished, and of the 6, a female cheetah from Namibia died of a maggot infestation last week. Now, the deaths have raised questions about the management of the ambitious project, championed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, lastly, in our headlines, one of America's most wanted fugitives has finally been apprehended. Oh yes, it's a massive and notoriously mischievous black bear that's been on the run for almost a year following a string of break-ins in California state. Now, the 227-kilogram bear, known to fans as Hank the Tank, broke into 21 homes in the Lake Tahoe area since 2022. Now, Hank's actually a female and will be moved to a sanctuary in Colorado. Now, her 3 cubs will be taken to a different facility in the hopes that they can discontinue the negative behaviors they've learned from her and then later be returned to the wild. Well, Frank, Hank, whatever your name is, lady, I hope that you and your family are safe. But for now, though, it's time for the rest of the headlines. And here's the G-Man with the latest.
Can't bear it. Can't bear it, Ryle. No, what I can't bear are the omissions in the Springbok squad. Hearts broken due to injury, but a couple of massive celebrations as well. So let's get into it. Springbok head coach Jacques Nienaber unveiled his 33-player squad for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Did it in Johannesburg. Mr. Wasty did a fantastic job as the hype man. The lineup comprises 21 players with past World Cup involvement, including 9 attending their 3rd tournament. That's experience. Squad boasting a beautiful blend of seasoned expertise and some very promising young talent. Major omissions, though. Lucanio Arm, Lut Diaga and Andre Pollard facing unexpected omissions due to injury and a lack of recovery time. So we certainly send out as much positive energy to the lads as we can. They must be gutted. Now we turn to football and, their moment is coming, or it's just arrived. Colombia's Women's World Cup campaign gained some serious momentum with a solitary goal by Catalina Usme, propelling them to a 1-0 triumph over Jamaica. So this historic victory secures their inaugural quarter-final appearance. But they've got a tough draw up against the reigning European champions, England. Meanwhile, France, they were dominant. They'll face co-host Australia after they thrashed Morocco 4-0 in the final round of 16 match at their World Cup. And of course, a breathtaking first-half blitz saw 3 goals in just 8 minutes, ensuring France's triumphant advance, certainly laying down a marker. Then, speaking of which, we bring it back home for more footy news, and Lamontville Golden Arrows secured a 2-1 win against Richards Bay in their PSL clash at King Goodwill's Wellatini Stadium yesterday. So the triumph propels Albafana Bastenda to the league summit. It's going to be tough staying there. Eager to continue that momentum, they'll face Mamelodi Sundowns on August the 15th, aiming to get back-to-back victories, of course, up against our reigning champions. It's going to be an uphill climb. And now we turn to the shorter format of cricket as Surya Kumar Yadav's explosive 83 of just 44 deliveries propelled India to a 7-wicket victory over the West Indies in their 3rd T20 international in Guyana. So facing a 160-run target, India rallied after early dismissals of Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubnam Gill. Then Surya Kumar's brilliant knock featured 10 fours and 4 sixes, reducing the West Indies series lead now to 2-1. India's comeback follows a narrow 4-run loss in that opener, and then a dramatic 2-wicket defeat on Sunday. Now, just to get you really excited, a little bit later, one of our golden girls, Nicole Talliard from the SA Netball team, is going to be joining us. We cannot wait to connect with her to get the inside scoop on what this journey has been like. So stick around for that. But right now, let's get you prepped for today's weather.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with some weather news. The SA Weather Service have issued another warning for damaging waves, resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea for small vessels and personal watercraft expected between Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay today. Meanwhile, it's still unclear whether heavy waves caused a fishing boat to run aground along the rocky Gourits coastline near Mossel Bay on the Garden Route. 4 fishermen succumbed and another is still missing. Spokesperson for the National Sea Rescue Institute, Craig Lambianon, said search and rescue teams began to search along the coast after the vessel sent a distress signal. The 4 victims' bodies were found early yesterday morning. 2 people survived the boat disaster and were admitted to hospital. The cause of the disaster is being investigated. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families. Let's get into your temperatures for today, starting off in Limpopo. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 7 with a high of 20 can be expected. Mbombela, 12-23. Pretoria, 7 with a high of 22. Staying in Gauteng, Johannesburg, your low is 5, your high 20. Mahikeng, 5-24. Klerksdorp, 4-24. If you're in Kimberley, your low is 8, your high 24. Bloemfontein, 4 reaching a high of 23. Richards Bay, 14 with a high of 21. Staying in KZN, Pietermaritzburg, your low is 10, your high 21. Some rain for Durban, 16 with a high of 22. Mthatha, 9 reaching a high of 20. If you're in East London, 14 is your low, 18 your high. Cradock, 5-21. Berga, 11 with a high of 19. In the Western Cape, George, your low is 10, your high 19. Cape Town, 10 reaching a high of 21. Worcester, 10-23. Sutherland, 6-19. And Uppington, a low of 13 and a high of 29 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures for today, being Wednesday, Women's Day in South Africa. But let's take a look at your sunrise views. Heading over to the Eastern Cape, Audrey in GQ stepped out to explore Mother Nature and shared this beautiful sunrise view with us. Nkobile in Eswatini is showing off sparks of yellow tones in the sky. Look at that. Andrew is showcasing views of the clouds with peaks of the sun coming through. Look at that, that is spectacular. And Ronnie in GQ is at the beach and shared this beautiful sunrise view with us overlooking the ocean. Well, if you have one to share with us, especially it being Women's Day, please do so. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you so much, Zoe, and thank you, Mzansi, for sending those beautiful pictures in. Getting the day started, it is set, but it's going to get even better because we've got a stunner behind us. Yes, it is Aisha Suleiman, and of course, it is the Culinary hotline, bling! Ching, ching, ching! Oh yes, all this and more in just a bit. It's Women's Day. We're celebrating with a stunner in the kitchen and so much more to talk about. So don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll be right back. It's going to be good.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for diving it in as we celebrate Women's Day today in as many ways as we can with absolute pride. So to kick things off today, we thought we'd put the spotlight on some profound quotes said by some truly profound and remarkable women.
Definitely, and we can't think of a better first person to quote is former First Lady of the White House, Michelle Obama, and why we celebrate this day. And to quote her, she says, "Today, we are celebrating the strength, determination, and resilience of women everywhere." So powerful and oh so true. Thank you for that, Michelle Obama.
Yeah, I have a feeling, you know, based on some of the statistics that came out of our show yesterday, doing a deep dive into kind of the social setup and the role that women are being forced to play, I think South Africa has survived because of the resilience. That, in particular, the resilience and fortitude of South African women. So we owe you a debt of gratitude, just like we owed the ladies in 1956 a debt of gratitude for forming that conscience of this country. And I think we need a new generation of women to step up and be given that opportunity as well. So stick around. We are all about empowering and celebrating our incredible South African women today.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of incredible women, look what I found. It's Aisha Suleiman once again, of course. This is the time where we ask you, Mzansi, to come through, and if you have any issues, any questions, any conundrums, then this right here is officially the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting! 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 Oh, yes, and of course, we are honoring women in the culinary industry. And this month and today, we celebrate private chef and sweet treat expert. Yes, it's Aisha Suleiman with a 3-course meal. Now, if you have any questions, of course, come through, join in on the discussion and send your voice notes to our WhatsApp line. It's 063-408-8863. But without further ado, let us talk about the ladies of the hour, and one of them being Aisha. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for yourself.
Very good. Welcome back to the kitchen. We're celebrating a lot of things right now, obviously celebrating women as well. But before we even talk about that, I just want to know, what are we doing in the kitchen right now? What are we making?
So for today, for the whole day, we have got ourselves an imaginary girls' lunch today.
Yeah.
So we are going to start off with our starter, which is a really nice and fresh halloumi salad.
Yes, lekker stuff. Okay,
Do we want
so
to
you're going to take us through the steps here.
Yes.
I've also asked them, Zanzi, to come through if they have any questions, and also let us know if there are any women that are inspiring you or have inspired you in the past, the present, or the future. Doesn't matter. Come through and let's put them on a pedestal and have that conversation right now.
Definitely.
But Ishi, you're really straight into it. And maybe I can ask you while I try test your coordination and multitasking skills.
Let's do that.
While you're cutting up the cucumber, I see. Are there any women in your life that have impacted in a positive way? Are there any women that just kind of like inspire you or stand out for you?
I think I'm not going to do anyone specific. I just think women in general, anybody that's getting up every day and doing the things that need to be done, are inspiring. Women go through a lot every single day of all kinds.
100%.
And any woman, any person that's strong enough to, you know, despite whatever's going on in your life, you're getting up every day and you're going out and you're doing the things that need to be done. You're strong. You're a strong and powerful woman to be doing that.
Yeah, and things that need to be done in a world that sometimes, in my opinion, seems to be always against you. Genuinely.
Yes.
And I mean, just already that alone gets you on the back foot.
Exactly.
For me, I've been lucky enough to have many women in my life from family, my mother, my gran, and seeing the inspiration behind how they deal with everything in life. Even something like making food in the kitchen, right? For your family and providing. That doesn't stop.
No,
Every day, more than once a day, that can be such a burden, but somehow they rise above and beyond.
You do it.
And look at the specimens that they produce in all of us.
I think we're okay humans.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, I'm getting too distracted here, celebrating
Yes.
women so much, and I'm forgetting about the recipe. What's happening here?
So today I've got a really good hot pan
Let's
going.
switch up because I see there's a lot going on here, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've done the cucumber.
Okay.
Can I ask you to start doing the other? Whichever
Yes.
way you prefer.
Are we
that's
slicing
good.
it, dicing
you
it,
can
cubing
slice
it?
it, you can cube it, whichever way
Should
makes
be
you
careful
happy. I'm
when you
going
just
to
leave
give
me
you
to my
free
own
rein.
demise, eh?
And
What are
then
you up to on your side?
I started on the halloumi. I've just kind of sliced them up into about half-centimeter slivers, and then we are going to grill them so that they have a nice caramelization on the edges. Let's
Sounds
do
good.
that.
Right, can I use one of these spoons?
Go
for
ahead.
this?
Yeah,
Or
you
can
do
use
your
this
thing.
later?
So we're just going to nicely
Okay, I'm gonna try to be
Love
fancy
it.
and fan my avo because
Are you going to fan your
Aisha
avo?
comes through, you got to step things up a bit here, you know what I mean?
It's a celebration day, so we want the food to look good
Yes,
today.
yes. And like you said, this is kind of like a girl's lunch vibe, right?
Yes,
We're
it
gonna
is.
kind of pretend, and we don't have to pretend because this is a very applicable option that could be going down right now, especially if you are celebrating today and doing anything with the ones you love, with the woman you love, or anyone that's impacted you in a positive way. And also a great day for family, I think, to come together and commemorate the occasion, right?
Obviously, and we're not just for today, the whole month. If at any point you are hosting a lunch or you are invited to one and you needed to bring something, any one of these dishes that we are doing today are super simple and fuss-free and delicious that you could take with.
Clearly, because I'm here and I'm seeming to still carry on with what's going on. So that means it's
something's
manageable. Something's manageable here. If I can do this. So we've got cucumber. I see lots of other rainbow ingredients, and I want to pay testament to this because I love color. And I think people love color, especially when you're coming out of winter, as we transition into that spring, summer season. You want to see these colors because they start to invigorate and sort of like invoke emotion. And this is what it's about, especially I think today is a little bit of a good day for most of South Africa. So we've got some sun according to the weather. So this is working.
This is good. And also I think you will eat with your eyes. And I think as long as the food looks good, you are definitely going to have a good day and a good meal. So
now I know you are making a lot of things happen right now in the kitchen. I have asked Mzansi for some voice notes about inspiring women, kitchen conundrums. I've been just hearing on the side of my ear here all the ringing coming through. So upstairs they're telling me roll one before we run out of time. So let's see what our first voice note is over here. Who is this? And good morning to you.
My name is Cholagele Kumalo. The woman who inspires me is Basitana Kumalo. She is smart. She is smart. She is very brilliant. She is a go-getter. I like her very much.
A go-getter, a doer, a slayer. That is a Mama Pasi that I think she's talking about there. And I don't think anyone is going to argue. She is right up there in the epitome of women that have done incredible things and one that we need to celebrate right now. But it's not also just about the ladies at the top. We are talking about all women in general because I think everybody right now is absolutely doing the most, especially if you consider the environment, the challenging environment that everyone has to deal with right now. Aisha, how's it going over here on the grilling side? What are we kind of looking for when it comes to the halloumi? Because this is where it can get debatable. Some people want it hard, some people soft on the inside, crispy. What are we looking for?
it doesn't matter, really. It's going to get soft. It's a cheese, essentially. So it's going to get soft on heat, and then as it cools down, it's going to firm back up again. So it's just got the heat a little, maybe.
I just love those, what do you call is it a grill line or like a... Oh, that just makes it authentic for me. It's like...
makes food look good. Doesn't matter what you're putting on there. If it's got that lines, it's a good dish. We're just going to try and move all of these.
Nicely done. I thought you were going to have some issues dealing with that, but
no, we seem to.
Just showing off your grilling skills on top of everything else that you can do. Very nicely done. Of course, sometimes you don't forget, I am getting so many voice notes, but we are going to be diving through it throughout the morning. So again, come through if you have any woman that you'd like to put up on the pedestal right now, that you'd like us to have a conversation about, any women that are inspiring you, that have impacted you, or just invoked something special that's allowed you to do more. And especially when you consider the environment we're in right now, maybe it's advice for us. I don't know. Come through. We'd love to hear it. But right now, we're giving you, Mzansi, advice on how to prep for today. It's a 3-course meal. This is step 1. It's an halloumi salad. It's Aisha doing the most with this. It's rainbow colors. It's ticking boxes when it comes to health as well, because I see nutrients, I see good fats, I see good carbs, I see nutrients from Mother Nature too. So I'm celebrating this one. I know women will as well, especially if you can get around the table and just start celebrating the great things you've done in your life. This is a great meal to do it over. And look how easy it's coming together.
And it's one of those things where it's absolutely perfect because you've got citrus fruits are in season right now.
Yes.
So you want to use things that are in season, obviously, because not only it makes it cost effective, but you get the best produce that you're using.
It's in its time of glory.
Exactly.
It is the perfect fruition. It could not taste better than it does right now because it's in season, right?
Because it's in season.
I love that. So capitalizing on all the magic inside. I think this is actually very symbolic of women right now. All the magic inside. We're bringing it out and we're celebrating it right now. And the final ingredient coming through here, we've got the halloumi, and it looks so good. Aisha, well done.
There we go. We're just going to lift that nicely off the grill.
We've got the grill lines, we've got the softness, we've got the texture. Even got some wholesome smells coming from this. Wow, let me talk to you, Mzansi. So don't forget, if you are wanting to get inspired right now, then stick around because, of course, we are sticking around and doing the culinary conundrum. So any questions that you have, come through on our WhatsApp line. It's 063-408-8863. Aisha's here to serve all day. We've got another 2 courses coming at you. And hopefully we get to tuck in at the end of it all. Well done, Aisha.
Thanks so much to Aisha giving up her public holiday today to inspire us with some culinary genius. And yes, the culinary hotline will continue after this. But lest we forget, while it's great, it is so vitally important to focus on women doing amazing things right now. We need to look back to see what happened in 1956 and track this day through history to truly understand its significance. And we're going to do that with the prof in just a moment. Then Kutler is going to learn to throw a punch. We must all be scared. We'll see you now.
Now you can generously give a voice to Storytime. Visit our library of homegrown audio stories at cadbury.co.za.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And the month of August provides us with an opportunity to acknowledge the contributions made by women while also putting a spotlight on the challenges that women face in their lives every single day. Now, in 1956, roughly 20,000 women marched to the Union Buildings in Pretoria to protest carrying pass books. This first National Women's Day was celebrated on the 9th of August, 1995, and has continued to be celebrated since then. Now, here to chat more about the significance of this day, we've asked Professor Amanda Gous from the University of Stellenbosch to join us this morning. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
Oh, Prof, it is so good to connect with you this morning. I think many of us know the moment in time, but I don't think we fully understand the impact and just how powerful, how big this moment was. Can you take us back to that moment and what the knock-on effect was? What was that impact after this incredible moment?
Well, it was an incredible moment when 10,000 women marched to the Union Buildings to demand human rights and the end of carrying passbooks. In many ways, they were more militant and activist than men who've been carrying passbooks for years by then. And so it showed us at that moment the power of women and the power of protest in terms of wanting to change political conditions. And what that's meant is that we have been celebrating this day every year since 1995 to honor those women who were actually quite fearless. If you think back, 1956 was right at the start of the apartheid regime, and you know the state at that point was really determined to enforce its laws.
Very important.
Bravery. Yeah.
Complete bravery. I mean, can we unpack the role that women played in the anti-apartheid movement and especially the impact it's having today?
Yeah.
Well, women, you know, I think has never got the recognition for their part in the anti-apartheid movement. But women were, for example, part of the organization in exile. Many of them were soldiers in Mkhonto Wesizwe, and at home they were actually fighting. As we got closer to the end of apartheid, many women were part of the United Democratic Front in women's organizations and in different ways participating in that last end of the struggle to end the struggle to end apartheid. And we also know that women fought on a platform of motherhood. So, you know, during that time when the apartheid regime started to imprison people or, you know, children would just disappear, women fought as mothers to end the violence against children, to end the violence against Black people in South Africa. And so they played a very important and central role in the anti-apartheid movement.
And for the most part, unsung. Unsung heroes. Now, lest we forget, and we're going to say it again, we have this day, and it's wonderful to have one day focused on the entire half of our population, which seems absolutely absurd to me. But the notion of having this opportunity to raise awareness, to hopefully galvanize action, is Women's Day doing what it was set out to do? Are we finding the platform is working? Are we propelling women in this opportunity? Is it landing like you would like to see it land?
Well, I don't think so. I think what we've seen over the years is that Women's Day has turned into events. All kinds of events are celebrated all over the country, but it doesn't speak to the structural problems of gender-based violence, of poverty and of inequality that hits women disproportionately. And so what we see is that, or what we should see is how women actually, when they celebrate this day, that there is some discussion with government and specifically with the Ministry for Women, Youth and People with Disabilities to change the conditions under which many women live. And the one thing I think that really needs to be fixed is the Commission for Gender Equality. Yeah. That is a Chapter 9 constitutional body that's basically dysfunctional and is deeply divided because of the politicization of that institution. Yeah. So it's not doing the oversight work that's supposed to be done to make sure that legislation and policy is made for women. And I really think that, you know, there is an obligation on government to fix this problem.
Yeah, and I mean, with the taxi strikes, we've seen this play out as women have been walking home after working a 12-hour shift while their 2 children are sitting at home, not being looked after, and we think it's fine because we sent everyone home early. It's okay. It's not okay. We need to see action. It's not just about celebration and learning. It's about action now in that legislative sense. Prof, thank you so much for being who you are in this space and just giving us an example today to highlight on air. It's been wonderful to connect with you, and I know this is your day job every single day, so thank you so much for driving this incredible narrative forward. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
There we go. That was Professor Amanda Gous from the University of Stellenbosch giving us a roundup of the meaning behind Women's Day.
Absolutely love that. And we are diving into more of the action right now. And speaking of action, where do you get most action? That's obviously in sport, right? And a sport that's been dominated by males for so many years right now is definitely boxing. But we're going to change all that. Now, boxing obviously has the idea and the benefits of upper body conditioning, core control, strength, you name it. So we're putting one of our women to the test right now. She's going to learn a punch. And I think generally women are diving into the sport and we are all here for it. So let's catch up with Kukle and see how well she does.
Good morning to everyone in studio. Molweni kuninonke emzansi. We are coming to you from 5 Sports Centre in Bedford View, Johannesburg. I feel good, I feel strong, I feel empowered because Kyle Sham is about to take us through a boxing-themed workout. Kyle, good morning.
Good morning, Kutle.
Thank you so much for taking us through the boxing workout this morning. We are doing punching mechanics, right?
That's exactly right. Punching mechanics, you got it on, spot on. How we're going to move our bodies, how we're going to have good defense, good offense, and get the most out of punches.
What's step one? Where do we start?
Awesome. So like every good boxing trainer will tell you, it all starts with a good stance. So here's a quick question. Are you right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
All right, Kutle. So first things first, your left foot needs to be in front and pointing at the target, whether it's the bag or the pads or whatever. Cool. Next thing is your back leg needs to be behind your front leg, but not too much behind, because then we have no balance. It needs to be slightly off the center. Does that make sense?
It does, it does.
Cool. Bend your knees slightly so you've got a better sense of gravity. Hands up. That looks good. Tick. Stance. Done and dusted.
Amazing.
Right. Awesome. I'm going to turn to face you. Show me your stance again.
Here we go.
Yes, hands up.
Knees
Excellent.
bent,
Knees
tucked in the
bent.
chin.
That's it. Hands a little bit apart. Now, I'm going to teach you the most fundamental punch in boxing. It's called your jab, your front hand. So the jab sets up everything. How I want you to think of this is your rear shoulder is going to shoot backwards. Does that make sense? So what I want you to do is imagine pulling your right shoulder backwards. Go do that for me now. Yes, and while you're doing that, shoot your front hand forward, right here, to my hand.
I don't want to hurt you, Kyle.
Let's give it a go, I'm used to it. Hey, that was a really good jab.
Felt good.
Another one. You've got a really good whipping motion. Go again. Beautiful. One more. Excellent. Now, I'm going to help you with those little defensive tricks. That was actually really good. When you throw the jab, I want your chin to almost be touching your shoulder. You see, this is our first line of defense. So when you turn, make sure you turn that shoulder and you get your chin to your shoulder.
Got it.
Cool, let's give it a go. And jab. Yes, jab. Very nice. Go. Excellent. And one more time. That was actually really good.
Is this for beginners? Is this how beginners start to
That
learn how to box?
That is the most fundamental punch. That is where you start and that is where you end, the jab.
Oh, fantastic. So how do we elevate from the beginner's jab to
Pow! Well, what you're talking about is your cross. So if the jab is the setup, the cross is the torpedo, I like to call it.
Ooh.
So now we're getting into some real stuff. Now, the cross all starts with your back foot. So we were talking before, we know we were doing a bit of a dance moves. It's exactly that. You need to get a bit of a rhythm going in your hips. So what I'd like you to start with is your back foot simply needs to do this twist for me. Very nice. Do you see how when you twist your foot, you twist your hip?
Yes.
Right, and when you twist your foot, you twist your hip, you twist your shoulder. And this is how the punch should look.
Ooh.
Right, so that all that power is being generated by your hip. So try that for me now. Yes, and now let that punch fly. Go. Beautiful. Another one. Excellent. Beautiful.
I can't stop smiling.
It's fun, right? Okay, let's go.
I can't stop smiling.
Right, it's fun, and you're doing a great job.
Do people in boxing rings smile?
Yes, they do. Now, you did that so well, I think we're on to the next phase.
Amazing.
What we're going to do is we're going to put it together, a jab cross. Okay? So what I want it to sound like, because boxing's rhythm, right? So what I want it to sound like is, does that make sense? So when you throw that jab, right, your right shoulder, I told you, is already at the back. You see how it's set up. Then you can let it fly into a cross. So it should go boom, boom.
And I twist my leg.
A students over here. So let's go for it. We're going to give me a jab cross.
Cool.
Go for it. Boom, boom. Lovely. Another one.
Da, da.
Excellent. Another one. Beautiful. And full extensions. Make sure
Full
that hand,
extension.
exactly.
Cool.
Make sure your hand comes all the way out. Go. Very nice. Go again. Excellent. 3 more. 2 more. You're twisting those hips really well. 1 more. And time. I love that smile.
Girls, who run the
She's got it.
Amazing.
Amazing. No, you really did that really, really well. Awesome. So that is the fundamentals, the jab cross. And you can put it in different sequences. So for example, you can throw a jab, jab cross. That's another sequence. You can throw the cross just by itself. And then of course you got your jab cross.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Absolutely amazing, Kyle. Thank you so much for walking us through the basics, of punching mechanics when it comes to boxing. I have learned so much. I feel good. And I'm pretty sure me, myself, and I, and also the people watching right now would love to learn more about boxing. If you want to do that, come through to Fight Sports Center here in Bedford View. Kyle is your guy, okay? Where do we follow you? Where can we get in touch with you?
Kutle, you can find me on Insta at Carl_BamBam_Sham.
I'm going to say this again. Bam! That's how we do it. Make sure to do the right thing and follow him, and also follow Fight Sports Center here in Bedford View. It's a wrap from us in Johannesburg. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's workout.
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
Oh, I like it, Kugler. Yes, please stepping up and showing us our woman slay. And that's how simple it is. I hope you were inspired by that. But we're going to keep the inspiration going right now. Yes, we've got some golden cloud entries to taste. It's absolutely delicious. We've got to choose a winner. And then, of course, with it being Women's Day, we've got incredible women inspiring even more women right now on your show. And we're diving into it right now. These are great girls doing great things. We'll see you after this.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause, because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with Rugby's Greatest Moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. There's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And yes, we are celebrating Women's Day, but also Great Girls. And Great Girls is a non-profit project run by a diverse group of women that aims to bridge the gap between high school education and full-time employment for disadvantaged girls. Their goal is to guarantee that South African girls leave high school equipped with the skills to find either meaningful full-time employment or to pursue further studies. Now, joining us this morning to share more insight is Christina Miller, founder of Great Girls, and we also have two of the alumni, Brittany Boyson and Latifa Ishmael, joining us. It's so great to have you all here. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Well, Chris, I'm going to start off with you. As founder of Great Girls, tell me how your journey started.
So leaving school, I obviously came from a privileged background and realized that it's not as easy as you think it's going to be when you leave school. Needing to put myself through university was obviously the big shock to the system. And I got into quite a good career, but what I realized along the way was that I had other people in my journey that weren't having such a great time in terms of pursuing a further career. And there was one story, and I call her the original great girl, of a girl who was my age, about 26, 27, and helping her work on her CV on a weekend and asking around for job opportunities and getting her an interview. And her walking into that interview and killing it all by herself and interrupting her cycle of poverty and making a better life for herself. And I thought, if that's what I can do for one person, what could we all do for everybody else?
I love that. So what does Great Girls entail? How do you upskill these individuals to make sure they are ready to step into that interview and kill it, or perhaps figure out what direction to go in if they choose to study further?
So grade 11 and 12 is our target market, and we go into the schools and we recruit our girls, and we take them through basically a 6-month-long program, from everything to labor law and personal branding, confidence building, tax, how to do your tax returns, and we also just work on the internal person as well, making sure that you are a confident person and a whole person when you become a Great Girl alumni.
Oh, I love that. And the alumni are here. Brittany, I'm going to start off with you. What was your journey like being part of Great Girls, and how has it helped you to be where you are today?
Okay, so I started Great Girls in 2019 when I was in grade 11. When I first joined, I didn't have a clear understanding of what Great Girls really is about, but I'm so glad I joined. So Great Girls empowers women, young women, to become adults and give us, it helps us become adults and being responsible and prepares us for the life after work, after school, sorry. And also it gives us expectations, what to expect at the work environment, how to deal with life after being a child into a young woman. So after you've graduated from Great Girls, they don't just forget about you. You're still part of the alumni as we are now. And there's a group on Facebook and WhatsApp where they always send work opportunities and bursaries to keep us updated about what's going on, so you're not lost about the opportunities that we have as young girls outside. So I matriculated 2020.
The toughest year to matriculate in. Let's just put the spotlight on that.
Exactly, yeah. And I was so stressed. In 2021, there was a lot of internship and learnerships sent in the group and stuff. So I applied to one, applied to a lot, but I was accepted by one. It was education. So I got the internship, and then I was an intern for 1 year. After that, posts were available at the department, and then I applied, and today I'm a permanent worker.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I love that that support is there, that community is there, the sharing of information is there, because chances are you might apply for one, but you'll tell a friend or two that you also know is looking for internship opportunities about what you saw in the Great Girls WhatsApp or Facebook support groups. Now, Latifa, you have gone full circle, being part of Great Girls as a student yourself, and then coming back to be a mentor. Tell me a little bit about how Great Girls has impacted your journey.
So much like what Brittany said at the start, I didn't know what Great Girls was about. And truthfully, the only reason I applied was because the girl sitting next to me had this application form with this big, bright pink bulb. And I was like, oh, amazing. What is that about? And then from there, I applied. I was accepted, and I haven't looked back. It has been an amazing journey as a student, firstly. Sacrificing your Saturdays, getting up, that was tough.
Lots of Saturdays.
Lots of Saturdays, but it was amazing because they do learn you. They do teach you things that school doesn't, like tax, they teach you budgeting, they teach you employment equity, they teach you the labor law, they teach you all kind of things that the school doesn't equip you with after school. So when they advertised in one of our alumni groups last year that they are looking for the students, the alumni, to apply for mentorships, and then I was like, this is an amazing opportunity for me to give back to the next generation of Great Girls, and that is what I did last year. And it again It was amazing to see how much girls actually got up in the morning and worked towards their future every single Saturday that we were there. It was just amazing to see that after 9 years, how big this organization has grown and how much they have achieved over the years.
Oh, it's so special because you are in your 9th year in 2024. Great Girls will be turning 10. Now, Chris, for those who are watching now, they're like, oh my goodness, I need to have access to Great Girls, or perhaps there are individuals who would love to be a volunteer and be part in any way that they can. How can they be in touch, and is that even a possibility?
It's completely a possibility. The one thing I do need to let everyone know is that every single person who works for Great Girls still has a full-time job. We do this all in our part-time, so we'd love to have you as a volunteer or as a mentor. You can find more information on our website, which is greatgirls.co.za, or on our socials. And really, what we're looking for is strong women who feel the need to either pay it forward or give back. People who've really made that journey themselves and want to make sure that the next generation are coming along with us and having that same experience in terms of being a fully empowered woman.
I love that. Well, Chris, Brittany, Latifa, thank you for joining us today, and have a fantastic Great Girls and Women's Day further. Thank you for joining us. And for you, if you want to be involved or perhaps learn more information, visit their website. It's greatgirls.co.za.
Oh, thank you so much for that important and pertinent conversation. And we're going to carry on with more of that right now, and hopefully more women that we can celebrate in the kitchen, because entries have been pouring in for the Golden Cloud Winter Treats competition. And it's safe to say you guys do not mess around in the kitchen. Oh, yes. Now, G and I have the hardest task possible today, right? We're going to be tasting the top 3 entry bakes from this week's submissions. And we're not only going to taste them, but we're going to judge these top 3 bakes and decide who gets to walk home and take that cash prize of 5,000 Rand.
That's a lot.
Whoa, that's a lot. I'm feeling a little bit nervous right now after that,
but
man.
for like a home baker, that's an investment in vital equipment and supplies. It's awesome. And these look amazing. So congrats to everyone who entered. All of you have put forward A class, but there can only be one winner. So let's dive right in.
Yes.
We've got our first bake here, which is really interesting. I think there's a little secret surprise in there. Our first bake is by Lungi Mame, who baked a very decadent Golden Cloud marula fruit-inspired chocolate cake. I think that flavor is going to land beautifully. I was
going to say, you're taking quite a big risk making a chocolate cake, but when you're adding a little bit of inspiration like that and adding that fruit in, I love that.
You've got to give it a little bit of, well done.
Oh, nice.
You've got to congratulate yourself first, bro.
Very nice. Right, Gia, I don't want to time you, so I'm going to start diving into this already.
Okay, so what are you looking for in a cake?
So, in a chocolate cake, I don't want it to be too dry. So moisture levels are important for me. I don't want the icing to overpower the entire sponge. And I want a good chocolate taste.
And for those of you wanting, sponge is like sponge, but it's a bit more chocolatey. I love sponge. Lucian was right, bro. You need a recode, bro. You're spending time with the wrong people.
But maybe not, because these are the right people right now taking this taste into account. Whoa!
Ooh.
Hey?
Okay, that little cheeky little liqueur.
It's a tangy cheese.
Just a little.
I like that.
But I've got to say, look, it nailed the cake.
Yeah.
Density, all of that, beautiful flavors, and a really strong chocolatey after finish as well.
Strong, but not like too much.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering, which I absolutely love. Okay.
Beautiful stuff.
Bank the memories, bank that, because we're moving on to the next one.
Okay.
What is this, by the way?
Okay, so I'm going to fill you in. Obviously, I wanted to say these are like blueberry cupcakes that went to private school.
That does look like it.
Absolutely exquisite in their look. Our second bake is by Cerise Swart, and she baked mini blueberry loaf cakes with a blueberry frosting. Very cute, using fresh produce as well, which is quite nice.
Using actual blueberries as well.
Yeah.
These are quite expensive ingredients. Let me just add. Oh my gosh.
So healthy. Look at those
I cut
cups.
it open and look at the inside.
Oh, you got the win. You got the win.
All right, let's dive into this.
It's difficult to know, like, do you combine all the flavors together with a blueberry, or do you taste the cake first? I want to get a bit
together,
of...
bro.
Cool. Getting that frosting, getting that... Yes, you've used a fork before, Graham.
Whoa. Okay. I love how the cake is not dry, firstly. It is balancing with the blueberries inside of it so well that alone, without even the icing and the blueberries on top, already working, vibing with such good balance. And then I love how these fruit these fresh blueberries are actually just complementing that.
Yeah, they kind of cut through the sweetness for me.
Yes.
Admittedly, I found this a little too sweet, but I don't have a sweet tooth. So
I did too. I think it's because there's a lot more icing that we assumed here. But
the ratio, yeah.
Yeah, I think not letting that take away from the actual ingredients going on here. Very
I
nice,
suppose
man.
for me, this left an aftertaste that looks exactly like the cake.
Yeah.
This left an aftertaste of just like sugar icing. So I think maybe
I'm like ready to go. Now, let's hit it.
Go wind you up and just let you loose. Okay, then we've got our final cake. Do you want to cut us a piece
let's
there?
do that.
So our last bake is by Zenith Peterson. Well done. And she baked a chocolate chiffon cake. And when you talk about nowhere to hide, looking at how you're cutting through that so easily.
So, oh my goodness, look at that, bro. Look at that.
Okay, that does look lovely.
Oh, all right. Not a massive sort of person that has experienced chiffon cakes that much, right? So I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here, G. Do you? Apart from like a good taste.
Yeah, look, I can't speak professionally in this space, but from those I've tasted, it's lighter. It's not quite as heavy. I think it looks beautiful. Looking at that kind of bounce back you're getting, it looks like the texture has been out.
Turgidity. That's the word. Turgid.
Turgid, nice.
People are hanging around, bro.
Got to be close.
Oh, it's so soft. It's so like pillowy. Ooh.
Sure, it's a difficult one.
Oh.
It's the simplicity of this that is just so powerful. The ingenuity and the creativity. I think it's definitely between.
Yeah, this is tough. I don't know, G. I don't know.
Look, I mean, we might have to call in the judges person on set to help us, but I think, for me, the chiffon cake tastes.
So I have no idea what I'm actually looking for in the chiffon cake, but it tastes so good. It's fluffy. The chocolate isn't too sweet. There's a great balance coming through. I thought this was just going to be like a sugar fest, but whoa! I think we onto something here. Yeah.
Buddy, I'm going to put my hand up and I'm going to say I think for me Zenith has taken it.
Oh yes, it is official, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations! So there you have it, Zenith.
Good.
You have just won yourself 5,000 Rand and given us our calorie load for the rest of the day. We love you for both of those. And congratulations, because the entries were really, really good. We have loved all of the incredible bakes. And congratulations once again to those 5,000 Rand winners. You are thoroughly deserved of that. But you still stand one more chance, just one last opportunity to enter to win the grand prize. Part of the competition. It is a big one. Take a look at this. I'm going to have some more chiffon.
Congratulations!
I'm like waiting for you to talk, bro. You just
I'm dibsing the whole thing.
Baking is love made edible.
You can bake your way to a weekly cash prize of 5,000 Rand with Golden Cloud over the next 4 weeks.
Post a pic and recipe with your winter indulgence that you made with Golden Cloud and send it to our Expresso WhatsApp line or social media pages using that hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Plus, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize of a KitchenAid stand mixer if you post a pic of you and your family baking with Golden Cloud on our WhatsApp line or any of our social media pages using that all-important hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Don't forget to enter both separately from 12 July to 9 August, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Well, listen, I'm having a fangirl moment myself. Coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, yes, it's Women's Day, and we're celebrating all the incredible women, not only around us, but also in the world of sport. We have the one and only Nicole Talliard in studio with us from the SA team of Netball. I say SA team of Netball, the Proteas ladies, and it's so great to have you here. We're going to be taking a moment, refilling our coffee cups, and have a nice chat with her. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. That and a whole lot more still on its way.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we launch the second hour of the show. We have a host of more inspirational, incredible South African women to join us to inspire you on this Women's Day. So stick around right now, though. Let's get back into those official news duties.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, of course, it's gone 1 minute past the hour and it's time for official duties and starting with national news headlines. Now, the Thabo Bester escape case has been adjourned to October the 11th for further investigation. Now, all 12 accused, including Bester and his girlfriend, Dr. Nandipa Magudumana, in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court yesterday. Now, they were seated next to each other and appeared to be very happy. Bester's legal representative, Kabele, he claims that since Bester's arrest in Tanzania in April, some of his possessions worth some 30 million rand have gone missing. Now, these are said to include a wedding ring worth 350,000 rand, foreign currency, a mobile phone, and several watches. Well, sticking to national headlines right now, Cape Town Metro has rejected comments by the Minister of Transport, Sindisiwe Chikunga, that had impounded taxis in terms of municipal regulations. Now, the Metro says taxis have been impounded in terms of violations of the National Land Transport Act. Now, Mayor Jordan Hill Lewis said all public vehicles were still subject to the National Land Transport Act. Now, meanwhile, Police Minister Bheki Cele says at least 5 people have died in Cape Town in incidents believed to be related to the taxi strike. Now, a solution to the problem must be found as soon as possible, he said. Well, from our national headlines, it's time to head over to international news. Now, marked by heat waves and fires around the world, July was the hottest month ever recorded on Earth. And the EU's Climate Observatory confirmed this yesterday. Now, the world's oceans also set a new temperature record, raising concerns about knock-on effects on the planet's climate, marine life, and coastal communities. Meanwhile, firefighters in Portugal are battling to contain wildfires engulfing thousands of hectares amid soaring temperatures. Now, the hottest day of the year so far in Portugal was recorded in Santarém, when it saw a temperature of 46.4 degrees Celsius. Well, carrying on with the international headlines, West African leaders have scheduled a summit for tomorrow to discuss the Niger junta's rejection of an ultimatum to reinstate the ousted president. Now, this as the US has sent a top official to Niamey to push for a return to democracy. Now, the Economic Community of West African States, known as ECOWAS, had told leaders of the July 26 coup to stand down by Sunday or face a possible military intervention. But the junta, under self-declared head of state General Abdurrahman Tiani, closed all airspace instead and threatened to defend the country. Well, lastly, in our headlines, the instruction, fill it up, isn't frequently heard at filling stations in South Africa, but in the US, it once encapsulated America's love of cars, fast cars. However, it could soon be obsolete. Now, a new law in Oregon State will allow customers to handle this task themselves, which earlier wasn't the case. But New Jersey State, where drivers haven't been allowed to pump their own gas, as the Yanks call it, since 1949, is standing very firm. In fact, this rule is part of the local culture there. It's thus no surprise that a popular bumper sticker in New Jersey reads, "Jersey girls don't pump gas." Well, what we'll be pumping is the rest of the headlines when it comes to sport. And here's the G-Man with all of that.
Well, if my heart and blood are pumping like this right now, I can only imagine how the Springboks are feeling today. And that's on the positive and negative side of the story. Springbok head coach Jacques Nienaber unveiled his 33-player squad for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Did it in Johannesburg yesterday. That lineup comprising of 21 players with past World Cup involvement, including 9 attending now their 3rd tournament. That's experience. In fact, the squad boasts a beautiful blend of seasoned expertise and some promising young talent that I don't think have had their moments yet, and this is the perfect opportunity. Heartbreak, though, for Lucanio Am, Lut Diaga, and Andre Pollard. All faced unexpected omissions, and it sounds like injury and sickness playing their part there, so gutted for the boys. Now we turn to football and another reason to celebrate the beautiful game. Colombia's Women's World Cup campaign gained some serious momentum with just a solitary goal. That was by Catalina Usme, propelling them to a 1-0 triumph over Jamaica. So this historic victory secures the inaugural quarter-final appearance against the reigning European champions, England. Meanwhile, France, they looked dominant. They'll face co-host Australia after they thrashed Morocco 4-0 in their first round of 16 match at the World Cup. So a breathtaking first half blitz saw 3 goals in just 8 minutes, and that broke their back, ensuring France's triumphant advance. Now let's bring it back home for more local footy. And Le Montville Golden Arrows, they've gotten off to a flying start. They secured a 2-1 win against Richards Bay in their PSL clash at the King Goodwill Zwelithini Stadium yesterday. So that triumph now propels Abafana Bastende to the league summit. Can they stay there? Well, they'll look to continue that momentum as they face the reigning champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, on August the 15th, aiming for those back-to-back victories. Now we turn to victory, a victory at least in the shorter format of cricket, and it was largely on the shoulders of Surya Kumar Yadav's explosive 83 of just 44 deliveries that propelled India to a 7-wicket victory over the West Indies. That was in their 3rd T20 international in Guyana yesterday. So facing a 160-run target, a steep hill to climb, India rallied after early dismissals of Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubnam Gill. And it was the man of the moment, Surya Kumar's brilliant knock that featured 10 fours and 4 sixes that saw them over the line, reducing West Indies' series lead now to 2-1. India's comeback follows a narrow 4-run loss in that opener and then a dramatic 2-wicket defeat on Sunday. So we'll certainly watch that space. But that's where we leave our sport for now, albeit Nicole Talyard, our netballing superstar, is here in studio to give us an inside take on the Netball World Cup. Stick around.
Let's take a look at your roads. In Blackheath, Cape Town, there are still protests happening in and around Cape Town, and that's on the R300 South. Burning tyres are seen after the Stellenbosch arterial road. Police are now present and have cleared the burning tyres. Please stay safe. And in Belleville, Cape Town, there's been another road closure due to protesting on the R300 southbound. It's at Van Riebeek Road. It appears the R300 north and southbound are a problem this morning, so please avoid the area if possible. That's your traffic update. Let's take another look at your weather. And extreme wind disruptions on operations in the port of Cape Town is soon to be addressed. Of late, the port has lost an average of 1,200 hours per year of operational time due to extreme wind disruption, which at times leads to congestion, resulting in vessels lying at anchor for extended periods. The time-sensitive fruit industry especially is severely impacted by wind disruptions in the port. Transnet National Ports Authority has now signed an agreement with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, known as the CSIR, to conduct research aimed at understanding the impact of extreme wind disruption on operations at the port. Experts at Wits University are also looking into how wind patterns are likely to change because of climate change. CSIR senior researcher Dr. Neville said, and I quote, "We cannot turn the wind off, but we can learn to better work with it." Well, on that note, let's quickly take another look at your temperatures, starting off in Polokwane. A low of 7 with a high of 20 can be expected. Mbombela 12.23, Pretoria 7.22, Johannesburg 5 with a high of 20. If you're in Mahikeng, 5's your low, 24 your high. Klerksdorp 4.24, Kimberley 8.24. If you're in Bloemfontein, a sunny day with a low of 4 and a high of 23 can be expected. Rainy conditions in Richards Bay, 14.21. Pietermaritzburg, cloudy with a low of 10, a high of 21. Durban, brace yourself for some rain, 16 with a high of 22. Mthatha, 9 with a high of 20. East London, 14, reaching a high of 18. Cradock, 5.21. Gqeberha, your low is 11, your high 19. George, 10.19. Cape Town, sunny with a low of 10, a high of 21. Worcester 10, reaching a high of 23. Sutherland 6.19, and Uppington, your low for today is 13 and your high 29 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures for today. Let's take another look at your sunrise views. Starting off in Gordons Bay, Sarah shared this one as she was about to jump into her car. Look at those pinks in the sky. Faye in Plet was on her apartment building and took this photo of her view. What a magical start to the day. Moving to East London, Gary shared this picture-perfect moment of the sun in the sky. What a great way to start the day. And Jason in Cape Town stepped outside, saw the sunrise, and then had to share this photo with us. Look at that. Well, if you have a good morning photo or a sunrise video to share with us, we would love to see it. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you, Mzansi, once again, putting a smile on our face with those incredible pictures. And we're going to do the same for you because we've got two stunners standing by right now. Number one, of course, it's an athlete, the SA Netball player. Yes, Nicole Talliard in the building. We're going to be diving into conversation with her. And then this superstar on my left-hand side is back since Jan. She's been doing the most. Christy Lowe is here to perform, and I cannot wait for it. So, Mzansi, you have every reason not to go anywhere. See you after this.
It's my feel good.
I'm sorry to take you back to this moment. I know we were all absolutely depressed on Monday morning, but still so proud. The Proteas' hopes were left unfulfilled at the recent Netball World Cup, and we were gutted. They secured a sixth-place finish in the tournament. However, amidst the disappointment, a couple of remarkable individuals shone through, notably Nicole Talliard with her defining moment materializing during the match against New Zealand when her literally last second goal secured an unforgettable draw against one of the best in the business, the Silver Ferns.
And today we are delighted to have Nicole in studio with us, and what a special day, especially since it's being Women's Day. It's great to have you here. Has the excitement, have you processed all of what's been happening over the last week?
Not yet. I think I've just touched base again, just getting back with my fiance and family, seeing the rest of the family today. Still need to go through everything, do a little bit of analysis, see what has happened. But still, yeah, just trying to normalize myself again.
Normalize. What was the Netball World Cup experience like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. It was like a goosebump moment every single time. Every time we left the hotel for training, walking into the arena, being sold out every single game of ours, being able to see family and friends sitting in the crowd. I think that's just an experience you'll never get anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime. So I'm so glad that you got to experience that, but equally as disappointed that you didn't have, as individuals who've worked so hard and given so much to netball and South African sport, that you didn't get that moment. Yeah. Have you been able to process that in any way? And how did the ladies handle through this journey? Have you guys spoken about it? Where do you sit mentally at this phase? Because I'm still hurting, so I can only imagine you must be gutted.
So I think immediately after our game against New Zealand, we knew how the pool match or the rounds worked. Is we could only lose one to be able to go through. I think the pools were set out a bit strange. Having the top 3 of each pool going through and then only 2 of that to follow. And unfortunately, I think our pool and the one we joined with had 4 of the top teams. So unfortunately, it just wasn't going to work in our favor if we lost more than one. And where the first or the other 2 pools that were playing with, England and Australia, I feel like they didn't have easier teams maybe, but I think their ride was maybe a little bit easier than ours, yes.
No, for sure.
But it was a lovely experience, and I think we were gutted after that equalizer against New Zealand, knowing we had already lost against Jamaica, and because of the pool New Zealand had, their goal difference was so much bigger, them winning with 100 points to some of the teams. So it's tough to compete against that when moving into the next pool and us not having the opportunity to have such large score margins against teams.
I love the fact that we all believed you were going to get 64 goals more than them, and we were like, no, we can do it.
Against a team that's ranked either just one above or below us.
But it speaks to the pride and the confidence we have in you guys. So just take that as a feather in the cap.
Definitely. And I mean, we are so proud. I mean, when I saw you now, I was like, oh, I'm fangirling here. So I watched it, but you inspired so many young individuals and women in particular, girls, to watch and be like, oh my word, I love netball. I want to play professional netball one day. How do you think we can get more girls excited and be part of sport?
I think that was actually the big goal we had with this World Cup, with the team, and why we wanted to do so well. We obviously have been training so hard with a group of us from last year, being contracted, getting together so often. I think it's the most I've seen netball players my whole life this past year.
And you could see it in the flow as well.
Yes, we were a little family, like we've literally been in each other's space. And I think the reason we actually wanted to do so well, yes, for ourselves and all the work we've put in, but for the fans and for the little girls out there, just to show to them what we have in South Africa and how far we can go. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that for them, but I hope they could still see how much we put in and how much we wanted it. So I think for the young girls out there, we just want them to know that it is possible and that we're still competing, and we are definitely equal or good enough to be competing with the top 4 or 5 teams in the world.
Yeah, to beat them. That's how good we are. And it feels like we've had a seat at that table. We just need these moments to go in our favor. And I think netball is unforgiving. It's played at such a furious pace that if you let that 2 or 3 goal cushion set in, it's very, very tough against a really well-placed team. For you, as the individual, to have those moments in that space, obviously that buzzer shot is just beyond what any of our hearts could take. How do you feel personally in your journey through this World Cup? Do you see it as a success? Do you see it as a new challenge to approach moving forward? How have you been able to lock your head around this?
I think definitely both of those, success and a challenge. Success in the way that I didn't actually expect to go into this World Cup getting as much game time as I did. Everyone in our team is so amazing, and I have so much respect for all of the players. Myself and the other goal attack we play such different styles of netball, and I think that's what's amazing is not one player in the team that plays the same position plays the same type of netball. So you know when you're put on court, you are there to bring something different. It's not to play the same as the other person. So when we went into this World Cup, I thought there was a certain game plan going in, having this other goal attack in the team, and I supported her so much. And I think that's what's amazing. There's no competition within the team. It's all external. So the support in the team is so amazing that we are able to be there and motivate each other. I think even the first game coming in, I was terrified. I sat on the bench and I was like, okay, Almaray, you can do this. I told myself if the other goal attack, Almaray, is here to win us that gold, I back her 100% because in the end, I get the money too. So I was like, I'm here to support her, and I think she's amazing, and I think having myself or her on court would have pulled it through for us. So I think just getting that chance, I knew I had to show what I could bring apart from what she put on court, and I think that was just something that threw them off court and threw them off of their game, all of our opponents. And maybe that was something they prepared for as well. I remember coming on the game against Wales and the defender shouting, "Speedy's on, Speedy's on." And I was like, well, thank you.
I will own that.
So I was like, okay, now I need to be fast because she just said it. So, yeah.
I think that's going to stick.
Yeah, so I just thought, you know, you got to use every opportunity. Everyone's watching out there. There has been a few girls that I've had said to me, listen, they look up to me, and I was like, I know I'm doing this for them. And I know I've got to prove that I have been working hard enough and that I can listen to the coaches and I can do what they expect of me.
Yeah, and deliver. Dan, to deliver what you did. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing journey. I think most importantly, like me being able to watch that with my 2 kids, young kids, and feel that vibe. And my son had been to a karate tournament at the CTICC, so he kind of knew the space and then just saw it on that level. And it was just amazing. But you have done so incredibly well. I think the representation in this team is just amazing. I know there are thousands of young girls that are so interested in netball now because of you. Thank you so much. And she's only just getting started, yo. Speedy ain't going nowhere. But to all of our Proteas ladies, thank you so much for leaving everything out there. And that's not just in the World Cup, but in the build-up too, that you guys have given so much. We love you. Happy Women's Year, I'm going to call it.
And with that, you also just sport in general. These women are doing the most and absolutely opening up the door for so many inspired women. And we're going to keep on inspiring right now because joining us on the Expresso stage this Women's Day is Christy Lowe. Yes, a Cape Town-based singer, songwriter. She's been making absolute waves in the music industry since she was 15 years old. So she's almost like an OG now, right? Now, she recently released a fire single that has meticulous attention to detail in a combination of boundary-bending music, a powerful message, striking visuals, and a blockbuster music video that definitely sets her apart, identifying her as an emerging star. So I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, a big feel-good welcome, Russ.
Thank you so much.
And it's a welcome back, officially. Yeah. How you been since Jan, I believe, is the last time on our screens?
Yeah, very, very well, very busy. It's been an exciting year. 2023 has been bringing on a whole lot of stuff for me. It's been incredibly exciting, and it's awesome to be back.
Clearly, because you are back, and that means you have been working. You've been doing a lot since then. So much so that you're working with some like premium players in the game. One of the Pascal Pierce brothers, I believe, that you've been doing some collaborations with. What's that experience been like for you?
Oh, it's been amazing. Working with Dave Pierce was incredible. He is a seasoned professional. Being in studio with him to produce my new single, Villain, which I'll be performing a little bit later. It was just an incredible experience. He's a real musical talent. We pretty much constructed the whole sound of the song in our first session together.
Oh, wow. So magic happened.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so when you just click like that, something amazing happens. And I just kind of explained to him the vision that I have for the song, the message that I want to portray, and the sound that I was looking for, and he just created it in front of my eyes. It was sensational to watch, really.
And that's what a lot of people are saying about you. You are sensational to watch. Now, listen, I know you performed some incredible songs back in Jan. This song that's coming up now, we never heard, though. What's it about? It's called Girl Power?
Girl Crush.
Girl Crush. Girl Crush.
Yes.
What's it about exactly?
So Girl Crush, I wrote last year. It's about an exploration of identity and discovering, who and what I might like in the world. It was really quite a difficult single for me to release, kind of exploring my sexuality a bit and what I might like and what I might look for in people. It's a really playful, upbeat, explorative single, and I really love it. I didn't perform it in Jan, so it's new to the show.
Oh yes, well, we didn't get it then. We're getting it now when we're hyping all the way up to that new release of Villain. But right now, this is Christy Lowe with Girl Crush. Stage is yours, take it away.
Thank you.
way. Not sure why, but believe me, I'll never tell you to stop. Don't know what to do. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I keep on hesitating. Tell me how you. Tell me how did you know that you would? Just what you want feels so liberating. Bought me a drink at the bar, had a dance, stuck my head behind my ear. Can't believe I took so long to see what was so clear. I knew I liked you, I just brushed it off as a girl crush. I never thought you'd make a move that I'd like it so much. Don't know what to do. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I keep on hesitating. Tell me how you. Tell me how did you know that you would? Just what you want feels so damn liberating. Don't know what to do. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I keep on hesitating. Tell me how you. Tell me how did you know that you would? Just what you want feels so damn liberating. This feeling something new. I won't lie, it's quite intimidating, but I feel safe with you. Don't hold back now, don't you keep me waiting. Don't know what to do. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I keep on hesitating. Tell me how you. Tell me how did you know that you would? Just what you want feels so damn liberating. Don't know what to do. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I keep on hesitating. Tell me how you. Tell me how did you know that you would? Just what you want feels so damn liberating. Tell me why I'm so confused. I can't breathe. I just keep on hesitating. Tell me how did you know that you would? Me feel so fucking liberating.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's about. Christy Lowe's not going anywhere. We are still hyping up to that new single. But on top of that, we are also heading into the kitchen. Yes, the culinary conundrum continues. And then we're going to be chatting about Bonang Matebe, who is joining the SA finalist as a host once again. So the lineup is ready. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you there.
Bake more memories and win big with a Tastemaster SA and Royal Baking Powder. Watch the show every Tuesday evening at 7 and enter our viewer competition by creating your unique own bake based on the weekly theme using Royal Baking Powder. Post it on the competition post on social media using hashtag #TheTastemasterSA and stand a chance of winning a KitchenAid stand mixer and more every week. Unleash your creativity with the Tastemaster SA and Royal Baking Powder.
We'll see you in the Tastemaster kitchen.
It's my feel good.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back, celebrating all things women, and we are absolutely here for this. So why not inspire you with something profound right now, yeah?
Yeah, man, and we are loving these quotes, and this one comes from Indian singer Swati Sharma. She said this: "I am a woman, and I get to define what that means to me." Powerful. I absolutely love that.
Love that. Speaks to the choice we have, speaks to the opportunities that women have right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we need to mention. You're not born into a box. You're not born into
For
these
sure.
predetermined rules that you have to lay out. I think women right now have this opportunity, and I want them to realize that you should be doing anything. You should be taking those decisions every day, making the most of them.
Oh, completely. And I think
You know-
women are purpose-driven.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we've survived as a country, and the world is now shifting to purpose. So let that out. Let that energy out. Go and take what you know is yours, because you define your life and who you are. Happy Women's Day.
Yes, happy Women's Day indeed. And guess what? It is time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Yes, and that means you get to ask our chefs some questions. So if you have any culinary conundrums, we are here to solve them. Our number is 063-408-8863. And we have Chef Aisha in the studio. And she's in the kitchen, and we're doing a 3-course meal for Women's Day. Aisha, you've nailed first course, which is our incredible halloumi salad. And now we're making a main meal. What is our mains for today?
Our mains for today is, again, we're keeping in that light and fish theme. We are doing seared salmon, crispy potatoes with a herb oil.
That sounds fantastic. So I'm a great sous chef. So jy sê net vir my maak sous, and then I do that. But what are we starting off with? Because salmon is one of those delicate proteins. You don't want to overcook.
No, you don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do 2 for now. So I just want to pat the top of the flesh a little bit of dry, because we don't want it to stick. So we're just going to do that. And then we are going to start on our seasoning. So I've got some red pepper flakes, we've got salt and pepper, and we're going to get some lemon zest.
Oh, we love that lemon zest.
So what I can ask you to do, please, Zoe, is can you chop up our herbs?
For
our herb oil. We need it nice and fine. If you can do that for me.
I'll do it as nice and fine. And I've got word that we have a voice note. The first one is from Zelda. Good morning, Zelda.
Good morning, guys, and happy Women's Day to all the beautiful ladies out there. It's Zelda here from Kempton Park, and I've got a question for Aisha. I wanted to know, I always struggle to get the skin on my salmon crispy. Do you maybe have any tips for me on how to achieve that without letting it stick to the grill or anything like that? Thank you.
Ooh, that's a good question. And we're actually preparing salmon right now. So thank you for that, Zelda. So how can we get our skin crispy without it burning?
Without it burning,
yeah.
So that's the thing. Oh, sorry, oil is just a little bit hot. I'm just going to turn that down. And that's one of the things also is, first of all, the temperature of either your pan or your grill pan or whatever it is that you're cooking in, very important. So I myself like a crispy skin. So I like to turn the heat down just a little bit and let it go a little bit longer on the skin side. So when we're doing salmon, first things first is actually, I prefer to do mine flesh side first.
Okay.
So we're going to go flesh side first.
Because normally you would assume it would be skin side first.
No, so I do mine flesh side first, just so that we can get a nice color on the one side. And then we're going to do that very quickly because it's salmon. We can start seeing,
it's already starting to
cook.
color,
yes.
yeah.
So we're going to do that very quickly. Perfect, you're going to get a nice skin. And then flip it, and then I'll just lower the heat slightly. And then let the skin side do its thing. Lower for longer, and you can get a nice, perfectly crispy skin.
Is there like a tip to make sure you don't overcook your salmon? Quick.
That is the thing. So I know you get people who like their salmon fully cooked, and it's the same as meat. You like it in different ways. Some fully cooked and some slightly pink in the middle. So it depends on which way you like it.
Okay.
That will be the length of the cooking time.
So it is quite quick. This is not something you put it in and forget. You need to stand in front of the pan.
You need to either your pan or your air fryer or whatever way you are cooking your salmon. We just
is that a thing? Can you pop salmon into the air fryer?
Oh, yes, of course.
You're teaching me something new today.
If you are pressed for time and you don't want to be standing in front of the pan, by all means, just a little bit of olive oil or whatever oil you are using onto your salmon. You put it on and your seasoning, pop it in the air fryer a couple of minutes and done. And then you could do flip it. And nice tip is the air fryer actually gets your skin nice and crispy because it's hot air that has just been circulated around in a little vacuum.
And clearly a little healthier because I mean,
that's
you're not in the oil, which we love.
Let's flip.
And salmon is also one of those proteins where I take it once you flipped it, you don't flip it back. We're not flipping back and forth.
No. Once we are done, we are done. That's the beauty of salmon because it's so quick.
Yes.
It's one of those dishes the way it's no time at all.
Okay.
So while the salmon is busy finishing up and doing its thing, we're going to start on our potatoes. So I'm going to assume everyone knows how to boil potatoes at home. So we've done...
Pot of water, salt, boil.
I think it's at the back of the packet instructions will probably tell you. So we boiled our baby potatoes. We've left them skin on. And we're going to do a fun little trick. This with the back of the glass. Once they've softened and cooked, we're just going to squash them.
We just crush them a little bit.
Just do that. We're going to get them. These are nice smashed potatoes. We're just going to...
And they're just so different. I love little smashed baby potato.
So good. And depending on the different types of potato, you'll get a different texture and then also a different taste. So we're just going to do that.
And definitely texture, because now it's thinner, it's going to get crispier quicker.
There we go, definitely. And then we've got some onion powder and some garlic powder that we are just going to shake that with. I'm just going to be using this.
And that we go and pop it into the oven.
And then you get back some oil on that, and it goes back into the oven for another about maybe 20 minutes until it's nice and crispy. And then the end product, because we are
cooking on TV, voila, and this is what it will look like.
And then it's all done. So our salmon is done. I can actually turn that off. And we're going to start plating that up. So we've got some of our gorgeous potatoes, and I must say I can feel how crispy.
Are we going to use our beautiful plate?
You want to use that? Okay, let's do that.
I feel like it's Women's Day.
Yes, let's move that out of the way. Need our
Easy
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Why would we not?
Crockery.
Let's do that. So
No,
your plating. Let's see if we can not get some food on her face.
I'm one of those people, I love using the nice crockery. I'm like, why save it for the special guest?
When people say, oh, when the queen comes over.
Yes, no, you drop that thing once, it's broken.
It's
and
done.
You never got to enjoy it.
Exactly, so we've done that.
Plus, it stays nice after you wash it. So enjoy your beautiful crockery. Maybe for Women's Day, if you always save the crockery for special guests, maybe today, treat yourself and be that special guest in your own home.
I think after the year we had in 2020, I think every day is a special occasion, and that's what we are going to say. So I'm going to ask you to just...
I'm very proud of how crushed I got the herbs. Just I add all of that.
Actually, that is perfectly done, yes.
Thank you. Can I add all of that?
Go ahead. Add all of it. I'm just going to do some zest if we can.
There we go.
Let's just do a little bit of zest so we can get that lemon flavour in there.
I always envy people that can get zest so quickly. I feel like I always just struggle to get the zest off the lemon.
It's one of those things where the type of equipment you have is your best friend.
There we go.
We're going to do that. Squeeze
some lemon in there.
Because we want that nice citrus flavour. Salt and pepper, definitely, always season.
So we've got our potatoes.
There we go.
We're going to serve our salmon.
Yes. Oh, I probably need like a little bit of a spoon or something.
I'll grab a spoon
thank
for you. There we go. Fantastic.
So we're just going to be doing that.
Oh, listen, if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, it's pretty straightforward, but we have it available on our website, expressoshow.com. If you have any questions for Chef, send them through on our WhatsApp line. Since this is the Culinary hotline, our number is 063-408-8863, and you just finish it off with your herb
oil.
Oh,
perfect.
That looks fantastic. Oh,
all done. If you want to, you could even just finish it up with more lemon slices and some lemon zest.
And you are good to go.
And you are
fantastic. Well, we are making a 3-course meal. Starters done, main done. Our final Culinary hotline will be all about that dessert.
Yep, I'm hoping I can take over in the kitchen for that final phase of our journey, our culinary journey. Now, I know that our Queen Bee wears a crown every day of her life, but Bonang Mateba is going to be facilitating the next Miss SA receiving her crown. Yes, she is the hostess with the mostess, and she's going to help us celebrate Women's Day in style. It is that show today. We are here for her. And we want you to please keep those messages, dedications coming through. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Women's Day. And then, of course, we were going to pose a very difficult question to you. It's your birthday. Do you want cash or do you want gifts? You can ponder that over the next few minutes. We'll see you now.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the box are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. Of course, we've been following Crown Chasers on S3. Oh, it is intense getting to know the finalists. They've all been amazing, all with the hopes to become the next Miss South Africa, which all culminates, of course, in the live finale this Sunday at the Sunbed Arena in Pretoria. It's massive. I've been present for those moments. It's huge. And it's getting even bigger because in addition to this, Miss SA has also announced that our Queen Bee, Bonang Mateba, is back to take center stage as the host of the pageant. And she joins us now from Johannesburg, being chauffeur-driven around as our Queen Bee has to. Bonang, congratulations. Oh, look at you. We absolutely love it. Thank you for just looking exactly like we need Bonang to look at whatever ridiculously early time this is in the day. You create unrealistic expectations for women out there. But congratulations on the appointment once again as host. I think this is your happy place. It's certainly where your skill set comes to bear. How does it feel, kind of stepping out of the Crown Chasers mode, where you've obviously been a judge in that space, and then getting back into the role as host?
I think it's been absolutely amazing. You know, I'm a big fan of the Miss South Africa organization. I started off obviously as a host and then a judge, and now, you know, being a brand owner and now part sponsor of the pageant and back again as host. It really is sort of like a 360. You know, for me as a woman, as a TV host, as a business, you know, brand, one of those organizations always supported Brand Bonang and what she does. I'm excited, you know, experiencing the pageant in different facets. Always exciting. So I look forward to what this year is going to give us that was different from last year.
Oh, listen, we are so excited. And it's also the first time the Miss SA pageant will be broadcast on SABC in 23 years. Now, Bonang, what can Mzansi expect from the show? What can you reveal to us?
Well, we can't much. I think everybody knows it's going to be a star-studded, event. We have an all-women panel, featuring both international and national stars, and also we have some fantastic entertainment. I think people are going to tune in to see the fashion, to see the dresses, but ultimately to crown Miss South Africa. It's going to be an entertaining show, 2 hours of just, beautiful South African women. And you're going to be entertained. I just want everybody to be there on Sunday at 6:30 on SABC3. It's going to be really, really good.
Listen, we got a little montage of your outfits over the years as you've been on that stage. I think that might just be one reason in itself to come and drop by. I know this isn't obviously your first rodeo, the third time that you're going to be hosting Miss SA, but I think you as a result, and I've done it a couple of times way back in the day, and it was so special to see. It's kind of before and after Miss South Africa for the women who take part, never mind just the winner, but there is an element of representation within Miss SA now that feels more important than ever before. Are we getting it right with this pageant, or what could we improve on? How do you feel about that element of this incredible organization?
That's what I love about 2023 Miss South Africa. The rules have changed. This time around, married women are allowed to enter, women above a certain age, women with children are also about to enter, because the trends have changed globally. Yeah. The modern woman has changed. What she looks like, who she loves, where she goes, what she enjoys has truly changed. And I love the fact that Miss South Africa, #1 when it comes to pageantry globally, setting trends, with the TV production, crown chasers, but also with the rules and making sure that we find the ultimate ambassador, but also somebody that is the truest representation of themselves, but also is the ultimate modern woman. And that's what I love about it. We're so excited to be doing all these trends, because globally, that's what pageants expect. They're not up, they're not stuck up. They're not old school anymore. Yeah. Women are vibrant. We're fabulous. It's Women's Day, and we want to do what we want, and we want, the places we go, the organizations we're part of, to represent that. So we're very excited about that aspect of the pageant.
Kudos.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I know what I've loved about Crown Chasers was getting a little bit more insight on all of the finalists' journeys unfolding. What would your advice be ahead of Sunday's finale?
I say to my girls, I had a wonderful journey with them throughout Crown Chasers. This is it. I think this is the day, the moment that they've been working towards many, many months, culminate to this ultimate day where you leave, everything, all the effort onto that stage. I think all of them should really be proud of themselves, getting this far and being somebody that's passionate about a dream, but making your dream come true. It shows how deeply they want it to happen. It shows how deeply they're passionate about their future, but also, how much they want to change and learn and grow. And all I can say to them is, good luck, girls. It's going to be insane. The competition is out of this world, and I hope they have fun. But more than anything, they've created sisters, they've created a community, they've created a sisterhood. So best of luck, but have fun.
Yep, and they've got a strategic network. If history has taught us anything, a network of entrepreneurs, of purpose-driven sisters, as you say, around them now to elevate. We love the fact that we get to kind of take an inside view on the insider here on S3 next week, as you did a cover shoot. And it kind of feels like we're bringing you back home to the SABC just a little bit. But what was that experience like, getting back onto a cover of a magazine and having the crew there working through the experience? What can viewers expect?
There's a lot happening. A lot happening. That's all I can say. I can say, watch the show on Sunday, watch my social media, and tune into Metro FM at 8 a.m. That's where I'm on my way to. And I think we'll unpack all of that and more as the weeks progress.
Oh, we love you, my friend. Thank you for taking the moment out of your incredibly busy day. And of course, we look forward to hearing you on the airwaves in just a moment. But enjoy it. Go and break a leg out there. I know that really is your happy space, as I said, where I can see your skill set at its absolute best, which we love to see. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a driving force behind the pageant itself. And well done on being back out there. We love you, girl.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Women's Day to all the beautiful South African women that are watching. And I'm so excited to be back on your screen. And please tune in. It's going to be fantastic. Mwah.
Oh, it is going to be fantastic. Well, you can catch this live finale of Miss South Africa live right here on S3 this coming Sunday, the 13th of August at 6:30. And you can see Bonang in action as we crown our next Miss South Africa. And if you missed that, you can also catch her on The Insider SA this coming Monday, the 14th of August. That will be at 6 p.m. on S3.
Love the conversation. So much to look forward to. Of course, the TV screens are going to be lining up all the action. We've got Sunday's action, obviously, with the finals, and then Monday, as you heard, the Insider. So what are you waiting for, Mzansi? Line those records up because the weekend's going to be hot. But right now, this conversation's about to get hot too. Right now, we're talking about special occasions like Women's Day, birthdays, and anniversaries. They are all about sharing love and appreciation. But these are also occasions when we like to give and receive gifts. So it's an interesting question. I'm dying to hear the answer to this. What kind of gifts do you secretly love receiving? And it's time to find out in another round of Would You Rather?
Dum, dum, dum.
All right, so I've got G-Man here and Zoe. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah. Okay.
It's an interesting one. You got to be honest here, okay? So, would you rather receive a gift worth 1,000 Rand or receive 1,000 Rand voucher or cash?
Oh, that's easy. I would go for B. I would love a voucher, but that's also the nice thing with what we do as friends and family. We ask, hey, what is it that you would like? And then we all buy vouchers or give cash towards that one thing, because if you want a new bicycle helmet and if you want, like, you know, a special custom one, for example, you need a bit of cash to make that happen, and then everyone contributes towards it.
Yeah, because as I said, not everyone can afford the entire thing, so that's a great way.
Yeah, I've got a seat for you.
Like a Spotify vibe. Like,
No,
yeah,
I
like that. G, what's your side?
I'm going to flip the script because I know myself, and I like, if I've got money, I'll buy things for
I was
myself.
gonna say, would you actually spend it on the thing that you should deserve?
Well, this is the thing. I have a feeling that if I look back, I enjoy that the people closest to me kind of know me really well, and they'll often buy me things that I might not have bought for myself, but that I absolutely love. And I think I enjoy that little dynamic. So, and I'm going to have to get used to it because my kids are going to be giving me gifts and not money for the rest of my life. So I'm just going to own that. But yeah, I think I would actually go for a gift and maybe have another person help me experience something new. I like that.
And I think there's definitely two sides to this coin, but we asked you, Mzansi, online what you would choose. So let's find out what everybody else is thinking. We've heard from the studio, but Mzansi has something to say. We've got Nolene Osborne coming through saying, A, it's called a gift because it's from the heart. I appreciate the person's time to pick it out, something especially for me, and it's more personal. So that's kind of lining what you said right now. I like that.
Kimoni says, I love gifts, so I'll definitely go with A. But for some or other reason, I always receive the cash or a voucher.
It doesn't mean that you're difficult. Come on. It doesn't mean that you're difficult to buy for.
But you know what I do? If I do receive a cash or a gift card, when I go and buy the gift, I send the person a picture and I'm like, listen, this is what I bought with your gift card. This is your gift from me.
That's special.
To me.
And I suppose it depends what phase of life you're in. If you're like moving into a new place and need the housewarming vibes or that sort of thing, I suppose it's a horses for courses kind of vibe.
Definitely, and I definitely feel like your community knows a lot more about you that you might not even be aware of, and that's why they're looking out for you. So, any more comments? Let's check it out. Yes, we've got Andiles coming through saying, A, I would go for the gift because I'm that person who stores memories from pictures to gifts that I keep. So a gift would do. I like that.
She's got some fridge magnets, guaranteed. She's got fridge magnets.
Fridge magnets, photo albums, the works, you name it.
Then Taron Ngobeni saying, A, gift because it'll be a memory that will last forever and it'll always bring me good memories. I like that.
Sakile says B, then I can buy what I need.
But then that's not a present. That's like a necessity. And that's my worry is I'll spend the money on stuff that I feel is vital to spend it on, which is often not, you know, a present for yourself.
Just saving. Look, as long as it goes to a good cause, but it doesn't stop there, because whether you prefer gifts or cash, investing your money in the right account is like the gift that keeps on giving. You see what we did there? So what will you save now? Anything you save now, essentially, will multiply and be waiting for you when you need it most. So one account that's offering you just that is the Nedbank Just Invest account, which offers an incredible, listen to this, 8.75% interest rate. Whew, bring it on. So to find out how to open an account, you can visit nedbank.co.za, enjoy all the offerings and your money management.
90% of South Africans can't afford to retire. Start saving in a Nedbank Just Invest account. Choose a rate of up to 8.75% and make additional deposits when you have extra money. Join the bank that's best for your savings goals.
So while you consider how you're going to spend that money or enjoy that gift, we're going to take a quick break. Then we could gift you with some amazing prizes. OctaFX is celebrating their birthday, and we're the ones getting all the presents, which is great. We'll take you through some amazing, we're talking PlayStations and more, but stick around. We'll see you now.
Definitely, and stick around. We also have a performance from Christy Lowe on its way. That you don't want to miss out on. That and a whole lot more still on its way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Girls getting hyped.
It's my feel good.
Oh yes, Zanzi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What a show it's been, celebrating Women's Day, and of course it's just about hit the hour, and that means official duties must commence. So starting off with national headlines. Now the South African country recorded 207 child marriages in 2021, with 188 children taken as brides and 19 as grooms. Now 37 of the child marriages were registered as civil marriages and 19 were customary. Now, this was revealed by Statistics SA to the African Union Special Rapporteur Takum Kembo of Cameroon, who's currently in the country to evaluate progress on how SA is faring with its efforts to end child marriages. Now, stats also show that the number of orphan children had decreased from 14.3% in 2002 to 11.5% in 2021. Well, carrying on with national headlines right now, the Thabo Bester escape case has been adjourned to October the 11th for further investigation. Now, all 12 accused, including Bester and his girlfriend, Dr. Nandipa Magudumana, appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court yesterday. Now, they were seated next to each other and appeared to be very happy. Now, Bester's representative, Kabela, claims that his arrest in Tanzania, some of his possessions worth some 30 million rand have gone missing. Now, these are set to include a wedding ring worth 350,000 Rand, foreign currency, a mobile phone, and several watches. Well, from our national headlines, let's head over to international news. Now, airlines have been compelled to divert several flights after Niger restricted its airspace on Sunday night, making it more difficult for planes to fly across parts of Africa. Now, British Airways was one of the carriers affected by Niger's partial closure of airspace, with at least 5 flights to and from its London hubs diverted, including services from Nairobi, Cape Town, and flights to and from Johannesburg. Now, Air France, KLM, and Deutsche Lufthansa also saw services diverted or delayed. Now, the airspace restriction has also affected Sudan as well as Libya. Well, carrying on with international headlines marked by heat waves and fires around the world. July was the hottest month ever recorded on Earth, and the EU's climate observatory confirmed this yesterday. Now, the world's oceans also set a new temperature record, raising concerns about knock-on effects on the planet's climate, marine life, and coastal communities. Now, meanwhile, firefighters in Portugal are battling to contain wildfires engulfing thousands of hectares amid soaring temperatures. And the hottest day of the year so far in Portugal was recorded in Santarém, when it saw a temperature of 46.4 degrees Celsius. Oh, a scorcher indeed. Now, lastly on the headlines, something that might alarm many, but might put some at rest. One of America's most wanted fugitives has finally been apprehended. It's a massive and notoriously mischievous black bear that's been on the run for almost a year following a string of break-ins in the California state. Now, the 227-kilogram bear, known to fans as Hank the Tank, broke into 21 homes in the Lake Tahoe area since 2022. Now, Hank's actually a female and will be moved to a sanctuary in Colorado, where her 3 cubs will be taken to a different facility in the hopes that they can discontinue the negative behaviors they've learned from her and then later be returned to the wild. Well, I can't bear this any longer. It's time to dive into the rest of the headlines, and here's G-Man with the latest when it comes to all things sport.
Oh, we barely made it through that one, buddy, but we are here. Let's jump in with the rugby, and this is going to be heartbreak and celebrations at the same time. So Springbok head coach Jacques Nienaber has unveiled his 33-player squad for the 2023 Rugby World Cup in Johannesburg, and we like it. The lineup comprises of 21 players with past World Cup involvement, not a bear though, including 9 attending their 3rd tournament, so we've got the experience. Now the squad boasts a blend of seasoned expertise and some very promising young talent yet to prove themselves on the stage. However, there is heartbreak for Lucanio Am, Lut Yacha, and Andre Pollard. All faced unexpected omissions, and it sounds like injury still a massive issue there, and sickness as well. So sorry for the lads that didn't make it, but congratulations to the Boks heading to France. Now let's move to the other World Cup, shall we? The FIFA Women's World Cup is in full flight, and Colombia's Women's World Cup campaign gained some serious momentum with a solitary goal, that by Catalina Usme, that propelled them to a 1-0 triumph over Jamaica. So this historic victory secures their inaugural quarter-final appearance against now the reigning European champions England. It's going to be a tough one. And meanwhile, France, they were dominant as they faced, they will be facing co-host Australia after they absolutely thrashed Morocco 4-0 in their final round of 16 match at the World Cup. Then a breathtaking first-half blitz saw 3 goals in just 8 minutes, and that broke their opponents' backs, ensuring France's triumphant advance. Now let's keep it local from a footballing perspective, and Lamontville Golden Arrows have gotten off to a flying start. They secured a 2-1 win against Richards Bay in their PSL clash at the King Goodwill Zwelithini Stadium yesterday, and that triumph propels Abafana Bastenda to the league summit. How long will they stay there? Well, it's going to be difficult to keep that momentum going as they face Mamelodi Sundowns on the 15th of August. They'll be aiming for back-to-back victories, and they've proven that they might just do it. Now we turn to cricket and a brilliant individual performance by Surya Kumar Yadav, and it was his explosive 83 of just 44 deliveries that propelled India to a 7-wicket victory over the West Indies in their 3rd T20 international in Guyana yesterday. So facing a 160-run target, quite an uphill climb, India rallied after those early dismissals of Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubnam Gill. Then Surya Kumar's brilliant knock featured 10 fours and 4 sixes, reducing now West Indies series lead to 2-1. Before that, India's comeback follows a narrow 4-run loss in the opening. opener and then a dramatic 2-wicket defeat on Sunday. So we'll continue to watch that space as the battle unfolds, but that's a wrap of your sport for this Women's Day. Let's get into the traffic.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a final look at your roads. In Boksburg, Johannesburg, there's a vehicle broken down on the N12 westbound after Atlas Road. The left lane's affected. Drive carefully. And in Cape Town, currently all protests on the roads have been cleared. Please keep an eye out when you are heading anywhere on the roads today, and please be safe. And that's your traffic update for today. And let's take a final look at your temperatures for today, starting off in Polokwane. It's sunny with a low of 7, a high of 20. Mbombela 12, reaching a high of 23. Pretoria 7, 22. Johannesburg 5 with a high of 20. If you're in Mahikeng, 5's your low, 24 your high. Klerksdorp 4, 24. Kimberley 8, 24. Bloemfontein 4 with a high of 23. Richards Bay 12, in fact 14 with a high of 21. Pietermaritzburg 10, reaching a high of 21. If you're in Durban, 16's your low, 22 your high with some rain. Mthatha 9, reaching a high of 20. East London 14, 18, Cradock 5, 21. Gqeberha 11 with a high of 19. If you're in George, 10's your low, 19 your high. Cape Town 10, 21. Worcester 10 with a high of 23, Sutherland 6, 19, and Uppington a sunny day with a low of 13 and a high of 29 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures for today, being Women's Day. And let's just take a look at this beautiful photo that was sent through from Nancy Govender on the beach, wishing all the ladies a happy Women's Day. Thank you for that sunrise view. And remember, if you capture any out and about today, you're welcome to share that with us on 063 408 8863.
Now, I want to say, ladies, are you ready to take your trading to the next level? I'm not saying this is only for the ladies, but yes, come on, jump on board. There is a massive opportunity because OctaFX, South Africa's most reliable trading platform, are celebrating 12 years of excellence. And guess what? They are throwing an epic birthday bash with prizes that you do not want to miss out on. So join the competition and then stand a chance of winning some draw-dropping rewards like, get this, PlayStations, iMacs, MacBooks, headphones, VR headsets, just to name a few. And the best part is, it's a celebration for both new and existing users. So to enter, simply download the OctaFX app and then register your profile. Pretty simple process. Trade just two lots between today and the 14th of this month of August to earn 1 ticket. And obviously, the more lots you trade, and you'll want to trade as much as you can, the more tickets that you score and the better your chances of landing some of those amazing prizes. So join the birthday festivities and seize your shot at these very cool prizes. You can see I am a little obsessed, but hurry, because I think there will be a lot of entrants and time is ticking away. You have less than a week to enter. So good luck. In fact, you can go and download the app as we take a quick break. We'll see you now.
It's my feel good.
welcome back and happy Women's Day. I wish I could start every segment with a beautiful laugh like that. Up next, we look at Girl Hype, an incredible organization that's almost become a movement in itself that's helping girls learn vital technical skills needed to succeed in today's workplace, or even fast forward your trajectory. Now, Girl Hype aims to address unequal access to the opportunities, the experiences, the skills, the vital knowledge that will prepare girls for full participation in the world of the 21st century. Wrap your head around that. The organization's CEO and founder, Baratang Mia, is passionate, clearly, about workforce diversity and workplace inclusion of women and youth in technology and the entrepreneurship space. Thank you so much for being here. When I've got to give an intro that is that long, it means there's some gravitas on this couch. So thank you so much for being a part of this movement. And it feels like technology is giving us opportunities, life hacks, almost a quantum path to be able to achieve success. But there needs to be a framework. So talk me through how your organization came about and what Girl Hype is trying to achieve.
So Girl Hype came about because personally I grew up in the township. I went to a township school, and I felt like when I got to uni, I did not have the same skills that I needed to succeed and be one of the best students that I needed prior to getting there. And being the first time I touched a computer when I got there, I realized the digital divide is huge. And the gap between the haves and the have-nots, the type of schools we go to are not equal. So Girl Hype became like an equalizer, especially for tech skills, to make sure that girls in the townships have access to same computers, so we go with laptops, we bring internet, and if we partner with a corporate, we just partnered with Absa now. I'm sorry to mention that.
It's okay, thank you for apologizing.
Yeah. We just partnered with them, and what we did was we went to a school in Limpopo, and we first started assessing, do they need internet? Then the internet was installed. Do they need proper computer lab? We call them innovation labs. And we just did that. And then now we have facilitators staying at the school, teaching the girls to make sure that the gap is huge in the tech space.
And I think, and I am seeing a lot more representation in my little nexus, being able to connect with different industries. It feels like, to me, what I love about technology is a base point, a baseline. So we our girls get to benefit from the best in the world if we plug into that technology. And then it becomes a very indigenous, localized solution through that technology. What difference do you see in the young girls that come through your care when you connect them to these digital opportunities? How do you get them inspired, and what does that mean to you?
I guess the difference is women are out there now. Leadership is not scary. There's enough mentors, there's enough reflection of people who look like them, doing what they do, taking a chance. And once you see a lot of people that look like you doing it, and mentors and opportunities are beginning to be made available in South Africa. And there's a lot of women that I know that has come up with best innovations. So it gives our girls enough to base on. And I know tech being an equalizer. Once you know, you know. It doesn't matter who you are. You will deliver.
Sure. No, 100%. And this is going to, I have a feeling, I know energy is playing a part in this because it's brought with it a lot of this technology and these gaps. What do we need to do to achieve this on a bigger scale? Who do you need to be helping your organization? And what can we do in support of what you are doing? What do you need from us?
We need this, what we are doing now, the exposure. We need corporates to come on board because the foundation of tech, the infrastructure is very expensive. And the government has already laid a better foundation, but we need the second layer of the infrastructure. And also we need to think about the people that we're bringing on board so that they have the access to the proper infrastructure and proper resources. So having computers in schools, opening opportunities for women, investing in them is one of the things, giving our time, paying it forward, like mentorship, and making sure that you fund us. If you have funders sitting out there, we need that.
Say money.
Money. The other thing that I need to say is, if you grow up in poverty, which most South Africans
Yeah,
are.
90% of South Africans will, yeah.
You don't see beyond your circumstances.
Yeah, your socio-economic
And
lens,
when you
yeah.
dream, you dream up to here. But if you have access to technology and you live in those circumstances, you have access to something beyond you. So giving them access to information,
data,
content,
yeah.
data, it's one of those things that just change their perception. They don't need to go outside their environment.
For sure, and we saw it through COVID. We saw kids being taken out of that socio-economic set, being given data and a cell phone, and they can see kids who look exactly like them doing amazing things abroad. Right now, there are young girls listening to the way that you are talking, your tone, the way that you think, the way that you present yourself. All of this is not lost on us because it's very intentional, and there are young girls that have now just been sparked because you are here right now. So thank you. Thank you, thank you for doing this. On the side of the conversation, that's very difficult, I think. It's easy to just, celebrate a Women's Day. What about the other 350 odd days that you're going to have to keep that fight going? So thank you so much for representing that, and we're going to continue to support your organization in whatever way we can.
Thank you very much.
Look at
And a happy Women's Day.
Yes! I'm still calling it Women's Year because I have a feeling 2023 will be remembered for the year being when women took ownership of their space themselves. It's not given to you, you go and take it. And this has been Girl Hype, who are all about that, providing that network and bridging the digital divide, illuminating pathways for young girls and women through technology. There are so many opportunities. You can visit their website for more information. That's girlhype.co.za. Get there right now. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you very much.
Well, Christy Lowe is our performer for today, and very fitting since it is Women's Day. I love that you are here and we get to unpack a little bit more about your musical journey. And I know not too long ago you went to Europe, and how did that experience, were you able to perform while you were there? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was just incredible. I mean, there's something about reaching new audiences and being able to perform internationally that's just a real growth and learning experience. Definitely learned a lot about performing and traveling.
Yeah.
And how to make sure that your voice stays intact while you're doing long haul flights and all of that kind of stuff. Very interesting to learn about yourself. But also just the incredible industry there. I got to meet with some amazing people very high up in the German music industry. And got some incredible advice from them. They were really, really amazing and yeah, just compassionate and open and honest, and gave me so much really clear advice on yeah, how to make it in the music industry and how to kind of build my way up. So I really feel like it was a great adventure for me.
And that is incredible. I love it when people part to you and you kind of get to incorporate that into your own journey in a way. Now, it is Women's Day, and we are celebrating it all throughout the month. Are there any female musicians in particular that you look up to or draw inspiration from?
Very much so. I mean, I've always found that female musicians that use their voice and their audience to talk about really important topics, I find myself drawn towards, because that's what I try to do with my music. So in the South African music industry, I mean, there's so many over the last several decades that have used their voice for good. I mean, Claire Johnson from Mango Groove is just incredible. I actually saw them recently, so amazing to see them live. A favorite of mine is Shekinah at the moment. Absolutely love her music. Yeah, would love to potentially one day work with her, dream of mine. And then internationally, I mean, there are just so many incredible artists that are making waves. Taylor Swift's breaking records every 5 seconds.
With her Eras tour.
Exactly.
I have like FOMO looking at everyone at her concert.
I wish. And definitely a role model of mine, also Dua Lipa. I mean, I know these are massive names, but I think it's important to look up to people that are doing incredible things in the industry.
Definitely. Well, Chrissy, you're about to perform your brand new single. This one's called Villain. The music video is coming out next week or the week after, pretty soon.
Yes.
What is Villain all about?
So I think it's so appropriate to be talking about Villain on Women's Day, because it's really a song that holds a lot of significance for me, and it's kind of threefold. The first is on a level, I hope it really speaks to women who have been through yeah, kind of toxic relationships that weren't necessarily to them and hopefully inspires women to look for more or walk away if it's not giving you that. On a second level, from a more kind of social commentary standpoint, I really wanted to look at kind of hookup culture and the way in which so often we are villainized for being the people who care the most. And there's this kind of narrative at the moment that somewhere between relationships and friendships, there's this middle ground, and if you haven't, defined what it is, people can treat you without respect and compassion.
And be that villain.
Exactly. And yeah, I hope to see that change the world, that no matter what your relationship definition is, that you treat people with love and respect because they are people.
Definitely.
And the last significance being that the music video, because of the topic that the song talks about, I really wanted to look at how I could do that on a large scale and play with kind of satire and the different stereotypes. So that's what I did in the music video, is created this kind of narrative of the ways in which women are villainized in relationships. So you have the different stereotypes and how they play their roles. And I think, the main message and the main takeaway that I hope people take from this music video, besides it being just a smorgasbord of beautiful visuals, is that particularly for women, people are going to judge you no matter what you decide to do.
That's true.
And they'll put you in that box and in that bracket, so you might as well do what's best for you.
Do it anyway. Well, listen, on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we now have Christy Lowe ready to perform her brand new single, and this one is called Villain.
Looking back, I can see it. Yeah, I know where I went. I was young, I was foolish. My resolve not all that strong. Now I know you're tight, making promises you won't keep. Spin me in your web of lies when you know you're gonna leave. You screwed me around, broke me down, told me all the things you knew I wanna hear, then you messed around. Yet I'm the one who should have known. Guess I'm the villain. Yeah, I'm the villain, baby, for caring for you. The crimson flags were waving, but I was blinded by the view. Yeah, you know I'm not the type paint people with one brush. I don't like to generalize, but if the shoe fits just my luck, now I feel alright. I can move and now I've said my piece. I could see it in your eyes. You never thought that I would leave. Yeah, I'm the villain, baby, for caring for you. The crimson flags were waving, but I was blinded by the view. Yeah, I'm the villain, baby, but what was I to do? 6 months in, I should know. Now it's just a fleeting. Let's be honest, we both know I'm not to blame. Boy, you lied, you took advantage. How are you not more ashamed? Let's be honest, we both know I'm not to blame. Boy, you lied, you took advantage. How are you not more ashamed? Let's be honest, we both know I'm not to blame. Boy, you lied, you took advantage. How are you not more ashamed? You screwed me around, broke me down. Guess I should have known. Now I'm the villain, baby, for caring for you. The crimson flags were waving, but I was blinded by the view. I'm the villain, baby, but what was I to do? 6 months in, I should have
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and happy Women's Day to you. Now, never underestimate the power of women, especially when it's combined with social media. But the question is there bias when it comes to what women do compared to men online? Now, we've put together a panel of some of your favorite women on the web to give insight into their journey and how they've garnered success. And joining us this morning is Lesego Modutle, also known as Lesego Signs, and Bella Monsoon. They are part of our panel.
Morning, ladies. How are we doing?
We're doing, well, I'm doing great. I am doing great. Sorry, I was talking for you. I'm doing so great, so happy to be here on this beautiful Women's Day.
Yeah.
And I want to know, before we start with any of the questions, the nitty-gritty, can I say something to Zoe?
Yes, of course.
Zoe, I want to say to you, happy Women's Day.
Oh, okay, well played, well played. Can I please get educated quickly so that Mzansi knows exactly what you're saying? So you meant happy?
Happy.
Happy.
And you have to show it in your face. You can't be like happy.
Okay.
Like happy.
Happy, yeah.
Women.
3 fingers, woman. All right.
This is normally the W in sign language.
Ah,
so Women's Day. You see the sun rising and going all the way down? Day.
Oh.
Happy Women's Day.
And then
Played.
say
I
thank
absolutely
you.
love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Now that
So
we are,
special.
yeah, that was special. And I think your energy, everything is perfect. The hair, the look, the clothing we are serving. But let's take it to the beginning, ladies. For both of you, where did this journey start, firstly? What inspired it? And what inspired it so much so that you decided, I want to take this online and share it with the people?
Okay, well, for me, it started during lockdown. Okay, I found out about TikTok and everybody was talking about it, and, you know, a lot of us were very bored.
Yeah.
So when I started out, I was just doing like random videos and those dance routines and everything. But do you remember all those my fellow South African speakers? So I was the interpreter for the president during the time. And when I went onto TikTok, I would see that everybody would be posting snippets of me, making fun of how I'm signing, and because of my energy, I'm always like capturing what the president is saying. So there are times where it looks like I'm dancing, and there are times it looks like I'm sad or something. And I thought, actually, people want that content. They want to know more about sign language. There's a lot of myths about it. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna do sign language. I'm gonna teach people all about it. Like, it's not universal. Each country has its own. I'm going to teach some fun signs. I'm going to explain about, you know, deafness and being a sign language interpreter, and people were just glued. So I use it as an education tool as well as entertainment. So edutainment.
Edutainment.
I love that. That's actually, that is basically what I also call what I do as well. I'm actually in the mental health field, and I realize there's such stigma around mental health and actually understanding why people end up doing the things that they do, particularly in a perpetrator and crime kind of aspect. So being a fan of true crime in a way and having all that psychological knowledge behind me, I decided to start sharing more information about understanding the minds behind why people do what they do, and also trying to destigmatize mental health and psychoeducation in a way. So being on TikTok has actually allowed me to really boost that information and spread so much of awareness as well. And the platform really just did a massive boost during COVID and lockdown, because so many people were actually accessing the media.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting in a way, because the news has changed in so many aspects. People don't necessarily consume news in the same way that they used to. So I love being able to share this information and actually make people aware of what's going on in the country around them, but make it still easy to digest and understand and share with others correct information.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, when it comes to being online, and if you look at the responses from your audience or perhaps your fellow creators alongside you, do you find there is still somewhat of a bias towards women and men? Like, only women can post this type of content and only men should post that type of content? Or do you feel like there has been some kind of balance? It's a bit of an equal.
For me personally, I haven't really taken note of that, and I'm not privy like to the TikTok stats to see, you know, is there bias or anything like that. But what's interesting is I'm going to answer that from the response point of view. Speaking about women in social media and how we are accepted or taken in, I find that sometimes people don't know how to draw the line on do they really know you or are they just enjoying your content, because they feel like I know you, and then they say certain things and then we end up receiving a bit of abuse. Like I would get some comments that are not so nice and they're always from men. So I've never had like a negative comment from a lady, so it would always be from a guy, which I think is quite interesting to see the behaviors of the audience in terms of gender. Yeah.
I've actually noticed a very big difference in the way men and women are perceived. There are other males who are sharing narratives, true crime cases, South African news, and the comment section on their videos is just about what they've shared, nothing about what they look like, their personality, etc. And I actually found with me, I did a little experiment, shall we say, and I posted videos where I had no makeup on, my hair was just tied back and very casual, told the story and read the comment section. Everything had to do with the story I was telling. I would tell another story very along the same lines, similar news piece, but I would have my makeup done, whether it was just lipstick, mascara, whatever it was. The comment section, you should go back to doing your makeup. You should stick to doing your hair. What do you know about what you're saying? So that was actually something that I consistently find. If I post a video where I actually have my makeup done, my hair done, the comments, there'll always be a handful of comments, and they're always from men, talking about the fact that I don't know what I'm talking about because I look a certain way. So it's been a very interesting field for me to kind of infiltrate and navigate to try and continuously prove myself that I actually do know what I'm talking about. The facts are correct, and I should be taken as seriously as anyone else and any man who spoke the same narrative.
100%. And I think with that, I think what you are doing is not only highlighting that, but I think the responses you may be getting from males is that of possible insecurity and jealousy. And a lot of that does come out on social media. So maybe a reminder to gents, let's be a part of the reason that we encourage women to speak out, that we encourage these conversations to happen. And especially when it comes to the two of you, the safe space that you've created for your niche is what we are absolutely here for. So I want to celebrate that, and I want to say thank you for creating that for women out there. And I think not just women, for gents that are actually listening to a proper narrative for once. And it's something that we must get behind and support. If you have an issue with it, then you can definitely ask the question, but it doesn't need to be an attacking one. We are all here to be informed and to be educated. So thank you for doing exactly that, ladies. You are absolutely incredible. You can find them both online if you want to dive into the safe space they've created and tap into their niche. But again, we're celebrating women right now, and we're going to carry on doing that. So thank you for sharing your time, your energy with us, and doing the absolute most.
Absolute pleasure.
I love it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to say it one more time. Happy Women's Day. Thank you so much for an incredible discussion there. Hopefully that lit the fire in you. And as it is National Women's Day, we want to also do a little bit of the fun stuff and do a little bit of spoiling, just to say thank you to those amazing women, the matriarchs in our life. And we're going to do it with the most delectable range of chocolates. I don't even have to call Zoe in. Raul, get in here, my friend, because yeah, no, these are very, very special. And what I love about this is you can gift of bliss. You can give literally someone you love a gift, and you don't even have to buy the wrapping paper. These Lindor gift boxes are gorgeous. They are beautifully packaged and, of course, filled with the irresistibly smooth Lindor truffles.
Can I say something a little bit naughty? Confession.
Yeah.
These are so good. They look so good, even in the individual wrappers, that I sometimes buy a big box and give individual ones.
Okay.
And it works. People are grateful for it. I don't even have to give the whole box.
This, for me, is one of the most indulgent chocolates. But
yeah.
It's the mouthfeel experience, which doesn't sound very sexy, I know, but it's the fact that you got that hard outer shell of that delicious chocolate, the milk, or you can get we've got a completely assorted box, which I absolutely love.
Yes, please.
But then once that starts to melt and you get that gooey center starts to just seep.
You don't have to chew. It just slides down like a
It's so
beautiful
special.
sensation of love. And magic.
I love these Lindor truffles at room temperature, but I went to family who loves putting it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then during summer, it's just like this pop of like, you need it like, and then the chocolate just like crunches. It is.
Wow. That is
Try it.
a life hack.
I'm gonna go take some.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some of these in the
freezer and eat
freezer.
it straight from the freezer.
Thanks for that. Okay.
So now you can decide how much you love that person, and either you can get them a 150 gram, or if you really love them, you can get. No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, what are the options here?
So you got a 250 gram, and you've got 150 gram. What I'm liking about this, because often with these sorts of moments to celebrate, you don't want to spend a huge amount of money. So you buy something that's cute and bespoke, like a lovely box of chocolates, then you spend exactly the same amount on a packet, on the thing, and then you end up recycling the packet and the card and that. I mean, we try to do that as well. So what I love about this is you've got this almost like gilded finish. It looks exquisite. You would almost be doing it an injustice if you did cover it with anything, rather just present it as is. So the big question, would you go for all the milk chocolate, or would you go for a bit of diversity in a mixed?
I would go for the diversity. In fact, at our house, we love the diversity because my fiance loves the dark chocolate and he loves the hazelnut. I love the white chocolate and I love the original, the milk chocolate.
The yin and the yang.
So we complement each other well when it comes to one of these boxes.
You're pretty lucky because you've identified the best for everybody. I would have to go with just the standard milk chocolate on its own, not the assorted, because I know that if I'm going to give someone one flavor over the other, there's going to be fights. There's going to be chaos. People are going to be going crazy for these things, so everybody gets the same. I'm going to have to stick
And then
to
they're going to figure out your game as well, bro. They're going to figure it out.
I hope you're not watching.
Okay, so let's get real here. Who are you going to be gifting these chocolates for?
Oh, for me, it's so easy, man. My mom's, my sister, and my gran. I'm going to share them between the lot because these are three women that have absolutely inspired me beyond. They're the reason I am who I am. They've given me insight. They've inspired me. And just, I can't even begin to just
But
say what...
not enough to each get their own box. They're only going to get one chocolate from the box.
Come on, man.
So?
I would love to send my mom one of these boxes. In fact, I will. But girls' night is not tonight. It's tomorrow night. So I'll take one of this and it will be for me and the girls.
Fair enough.
Because this is, I mean, if you want to get your fix, you can go through an entire box yourself. If you want just a little bit of that taste to top you back up again, you're going to get it. It delivers. There is a reason why this is kind of the chocolate in the world, okay? And in the loving spirit of National Women's Day, we are going to do it. We're going to give away a fantastic Lindor hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. Now, they can each get a box, Ryle.
Yes.
Head over to our Expresso Morning Show Facebook or Instagram page. That's where we've landed this competition. And let us know who you will be surprising with your own Lindor gift box this Women's Day, if you were to win it. And don't forget to include #GiftTheBliss, because you really are gifting the bliss, and you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. You can have one, guys.
All right, now I need to get to the freezer now. After that.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. Made to melt you. Lindor by the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Oh, the show's been absolutely magic, guys. I am so here for it, but the continuation of the celebrations are happening right now because, firstly, we're diving into the kitchen. We're talking about lava cake.
Ooh, yes. It's my turn in the kitchen, yay! And then, of course, Christy Lowe is, with another performance.
Yes.
We are celebrating Women's Day, but we are also gaining as much knowledge as we can. And we've had some incredible South African women show us the way today. And Christy certainly fits that bill. We've got a performance and probably more deliciousness on the way after this. We'll see you now.
Baking is love made edible.
You can bake your way to a weekly cash prize of 5,000 Rand with Golden Cloud over the next 4 weeks.
Post a pic and recipe with your winter indulgence that you made with Golden Cloud and send it to our Expresso WhatsApp line or social media pages using that hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Plus, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize of a KitchenAid stand mixer if you post a pic of you and your family baking with Golden Cloud on our WhatsApp line or any of our social media pages using that all-important hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Don't forget to enter both separately from 12 July to 9 August, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel good.
Yes, it's time to go back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are still celebrating all the incredible women because it is Women's Day. And our very own Banyana wrote their name into the history books after becoming the first ever South African national team, men or women, to make it out of the group stages. This was absolutely incredible. They defied the odds and achieved success in what many could not.
There we go. And we thought, why not have Hillary Clinton share this sentiment with this quote saying, to all the little girls who are watching this, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance of opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your own dreams.
Yeah, I love this, and I think it speaks to exactly that. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever doubt the ability you have. You are worth it and some, and your potential is absolutely limitless. Now, for this, we carry on with the celebration and head straight into the kitchen to fill up those bellies.
Oh, thank you so much, team. Just so inspired. Aisha is one of those inspirational women in our kitchen, and I'm so glad I get to make this with her. It is the Culinary Hotline Bling. And we are making lava cakes to complete our 3-course meal. Let's get cracking.
Let's do it. So this one is super simple, really quick. Dump everything in the bowl, and off we go. Beautiful. So we're going to start just flour and our leavening agent, which is baking powder, and some milk. And can I ask you to give that a little stir for me?
I must, this.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Not like rock your confidence in me or anything, you know?
And then while you're doing that, I'm just going to be adding some of our hazelnut spread.
Oh, and there's some great locally made variations of this now.
Definitely are.
It's cool, but I was joking with Aisha saying, like, I went to boarding school. If you could write at the beginning of term with some of this beautiful chocolatey spread or condensed milk, you were literally king. Absolutely love this. Oh, that just, even the smell of it. And then we just eat it with a spoon, yeah?
Yeah, that's one option. The next option is we just do some prepared ramekins. We will pour that in there, and then it's done. There we go, we bake. And that is it. I'm going to just do one for now.
So it really is quite a gooey mixture, which is you need because you're going to have the flow. So how do we cook it right? What is, because I have a feeling this could flop.
Yeah, it definitely can. So you want, let's see if we're going to get the texture that we're looking for. You can remove them or not.
So don't be too hard on yourself if it doesn't. If it doesn't land. I mean, it's still going to be absolutely delicious.
We're just going to dust that with some sugar. And we can also do some ice cream, but then the taste, let's test it with this one. And let's see what we're looking for is that slightly, gooey center. So you're looking for a slightly undercooked texture.
So how long would you cook safe? And then you can always put it back in.
I suppose you could, yeah, because this is one of those things, it's got no eggs in it, so you're not worrying about overcooking and fluffing and all of that.
Okay.
So it's really one bowl, one mix. For these ones, depending on the size, because we've got 2 different sizes, generally I'd say start at about 15 minutes.
Okay.
You can taste. And what you're looking for is you add that nice shiny crispy top.
Yeah, that caramelization.
And you can also do in the middle, you can do like a little finger test. And if it bounces back in the center slightly, stop, it's done.
Stop, move, let go. I'm going to give you this to do a little quenelle for us to just finish this off. I know we've been gushing over the amazing South African woman and the role you guys play, and it should be something that happens every day, not just on one day a year, but it is amazing to look back and have this opportunity to put yourself in the shoes of the woman that marched in 1956 against that backdrop, in that kind of environment. I think South African women today face a similar challenge in a completely different space. When we look at that imbalance and how much of our country is being looked after, literally, our children are being cared for by women at the moment, and there's been this massive disconnect. What is the thing you say to yourself to stand up, to step up when you've been knocked down, when you feel like the system is literally engineered not to help you, but to help the other half? What do you say to yourself to keep going, to keep thriving? Do you have a mantra? What are those words of self-talk for you?
I don't think I necessarily have a mantra specifically, but I think back, if you're talking about the women that came before us, I always, in my mind, going, if they could do it, what on earth is stopping you from doing the exact same thing? You get up, you need to get up, you need to do what needs to be done and go forth in life. I mean, women, like you said today, we face, obviously the challenges that we face today and back then are different, but also still the same. We still have massive amounts of GBV. women are going through, even in the workplace, in the career. Still some men-driven industries, my industry exactly.
Yeah.
Some men-driven industries, and the women like us, like me, like many others before me and the many that will come after, that can sort of center yourself in that role as a woman. Perfect.
So doing what you're doing today
Yes.
and being present
Yes.
and letting other young people,
Yes.
other young girls see you doing what you're doing, so vitally important. I'm going to say thank you so much for being
welcome.
amazing at what you do, for being an absolute gem in studio today.
Always. Lovely being here.
And what a privilege to have you here on this day, on Women's Day, for a very special culinary hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. That was the most cultured I could make it. No, you're amazing. The three-course meal is amazing.
Yes.
We're going to do a little taste test on the other side of this. But we're going to continue to celebrate incredible South African women. Why? Because it's Women's Day and we are here for her.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Barks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good. Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, and you're just in time. We just have a few more minutes left before we say goodbye, but today is Women's Day. It's been an incredible day, especially given the guests we've had on the show. And that theme is going to continue throughout the week and month, because tomorrow on your feel-good breakfast show, we're going to chat to women in business, and including the discussion on the pay gap and what is being done.
Yes, it's going to be a very pertinent conversation. We've also got performances from Frieda coming up, and it doesn't stop there, right, G?
Yep, we are going to be covering the new releases. This one is going to get a lot of people interested. Yes, probably a lot of little boys, okay? Grand Turismo. It turns most of us into little boys, but we absolutely
I'm so
love that.
excited for this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know it was that one.
I didn't know it was that kind of thing. Today has been such a learning curve.
Yes.
I've picked up so much. Every guest that we've had this week so far has been truly phenomenal. So thank you so much for allowing us to have this learning opportunity. Celebrations are great. Do that at the end of today. Let's learn for the rest of today. Then you can reward yourself with a little celebration at the end, I think.
I couldn't say anything better than that, G. Of course, it is not stopping here. Mzansi, don't go anywhere, because it is the final moment where we get to celebrate another woman right now. Christy Lowe has been with us for the entire morning, just kind of epitomizing what women are. They are here to be celebrated. They are doing the most. They are slaying against an environment that is just up against them. And I think the song really just embodies all of that. So this is our moment. It's Christy Lowe with One and Only by Adele. Mzansi, enjoy.
You've been on my mind. I grow fonder every day, lose myself in time. Just thinking of your face, now God only knows why it's taking me so long to let my doubts go. You're the only one that I want. I don't know why I'm scared, 'cause I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You never know if you never try to forgive your past and simply be mine. Dare you to let me be yours, you one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me a chance to prove that I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. Have I been on your mind? Do you hang on every word I say? Lose yourself in time at the mention of my name. Will I ever know how it feels to hold you close and have you tell me whichever road I choose, you'll go. I don't know why I'm scared, 'cause I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You never know if you never try to forgive your past and simply be mine. I dare you to let me be yours, you one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me a chance to prove that I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. But I dare you to let me be yours, you one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come and give me a chance to prove that I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts now.
Another feel-good production.